right, everyone. This is where I usually say good evening, but I don't know if it is a good evening because I literally changed what our topic was going to be tonight. Essentially, about an hour ago. I'm sitting here and I'm like, what are we going to talk about tonight? We got some Jonathan Majors news, which we're going to talk about that. Some trailers. We got the Mortal Kombat trailer, the most recent one. We have the Backrooms trailer. We got some of that to talk about. I was kind of just putting together topics, and I'm like, we got 4 days for Netflix to counter Paramount Plus, and I'm like, it's good. I bookmarked it. I was like, I want to go through this tonight because I saw it earlier today. And then I got the news, and we're going to talk about this in a moment. We might even talk about it as the first topic. I might not even wait until the end of the stream just because I want to get it out of the way. But it looks like the three-way relationship that we had with Netflix, Warner Brothers, and Paramount is coming to a screeching halt because the polyamory ain't poly anymore, and now it is just a twosome, and they're going to be cucked by the government, most likely in some way or another. But we're going to talk about that. So that's a thing. Before I bring up our panelists tonight, couple things. Next week is the shift to Tuesday night, so do not come looking for the stream on a Monday. We're not going to be live on Monday. We're going to be live on Tuesday, and that will go through all the way until June. So March, April, May, the Nerdcast will be on Mondays. That will be another block of season, so the intro will change, the backdrop will change, all that stuff. So that's going to happen next week. Thursdays will stay Thursdays. If you're watching on the Debunks channel, on Wednesday afternoons at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be doing the Cope Cast, which is a reaction stream for about 2 hours. So if you want to come over and hang with me on the Debunks channel, where we will react to like news stuff and Griff content and stuff like that, that's going to be every week too. So I'll be streaming Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays every single week, and then the after party once a month, sometimes twice a month, depending on what you guys vote on. That's really all the housekeeping tonight. Not a ton to do. I have a lot to say. I feel like all of us are going to we're going to be venting tonight. At least I think some of the panelists will. But let's bring up the first person in the back room, not the back rooms. We do have a trailer for the back rooms to look at, but the back room, which is Darren, is in the building. Hello. Oh, by the way, I heard back from StreamYard. Remember when I reported what happened the other night or whatever? They said there's a known issue that they have been working on, and that they will update me when the issue is resolved. So I have no idea what that means. But I think AI responded to me, maybe?
Yeah.
Might have been AI.
General of just like any issue at all. We're working on it.
Yeah, it's a known issue. Yeah, we'll get back in touch with you. By the way, I did write them about something related to AI like 3 or 4 months ago, about being more upfront about what the AI is doing on our accounts. And they wrote back, and it was a very similar response. And they were like, we'll let you know what we decide. And guess what? I never heard anything back from them about it. So who knows? Hopefully no problems tonight. Look, the volume thing was funny, but the camera thing was scary. So I was like, being able to turn cameras on and off, not cool. Not cool at all. All right, with that being said, we got some super chats here. Let's go through these. Staggervore with the $1.99 super chat says, boys and girls, today's word of the day is Monopoly. And I have a list. I actually went through and wrote down everything I could think of that they're going to have control of. And it's like sad to think about how much stuff they're going to have. I have so much to say about what this is going to do to the movie landscape and TV. Well, not so much the TV landscape, but the movie landscape, I think will be severely impacted. Because they can overlap TV shows. That's not a big deal. But movies, you can't afford to overlap movies. And I feel like we're going to see something similar to what we saw with Disney and Fox. And I do believe when this ends up in court, because it will end up in court most likely, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But when this ends up in court, they're going to have to use that as an example of this is what happens when a company has too many IPs and how it hurts the industry. Because the courts don't give a fuck about a movie making money or not. They don't care about that, right? They're going to be looking at it as if how is this going to impact jobs? How is it going to impact people working in the industry and ancillary businesses that are affected by this? That's what they're going to look at. So when we see this go to court, that's going to be what they're talking about. I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, thank you for your super chat. We got a $5 super chat from Columbia Rican. Good to see you so early in the stream. I knew that Paramount's persistence was going to pay dividends for them. We are living in some awful times right now. Tourism collapsed as well. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what reality people are living in, the ones that are like happy about this, because even if you don't like Netflix, Paramount's not that, it's not better in the sense that we're getting something from them that we wouldn't get from Netflix. It really isn't. I mean, there's no net benefit to Paramount that makes them so much better than Netflix, where it's like, that's the clear choice. It's just not. I mean, we talked about it before. I didn't want either one of these companies to have Warner Brothers. Like, I didn't want either one. But if I had to pick one, I want the one that's going to have a free slate of movies. Because right now we're dealing in a situation where Paramount already makes movies for the theaters. They already do that. They already distribute movies for theaters. Netflix didn't, which means that now Paramount is going to be, we're going to see bunk beds again of like properties over top of each other. And it's going to cause things we love to go away because there's going to be no breathing room for them. Or they'll get shifted to streaming only content, which is, it kills a lot of stuff. And now it all makes sense why Avatar got pulled from theaters, because David Ellison came out and said that they were stuck with a bunch of underperforming projects or whatever, which is why they did poorly. But bro, whatever you're doing with Paramount now isn't going to be good for Warner Brothers. But it's going to be years before we see any of that. I'll explain all that in a little bit. Thank you for your super chat. Another $5 super chat from Columbia Rican. I had to look and see and make sure it wasn't the same one. You don't have to cover this, but did you see Mayor Mamdani playing Trump as a fiddle to get the housing money and several released from ICE? He's been doing that from the beginning. Look, let's go ahead and jump into politics here for a second. Trump has a lot of business in New York City. He can't afford to fight with the mayor of New York. It's not good for his business. So all the people that were like, oh, he hates the idea of socialism and he'll never be friends with this mayor, that's not going to happen. It was always going to happen because Trump wants to continue to do business in New York. So he's going to be nice to Mamdani. And that's just the reality of it. And Mamdani knows that. And so you're right. He is playing Trump like a fiddle because Trump cannot. People think Trump has money to burn. He doesn't. He can't afford to fight with the mayor of New York. He doesn't. It's just not good for him business-wise. Thank you for your super chat. Lone Wolf with a $5 super chat. Looks like that Jean Grey rumor is becoming more true for Spider-Man. Do you guys have thoughts? I don't want Sadie Sink's character to be Jean Grey. I don't want that. There's so many reasons why I don't want that. You have any thoughts on it, Darren, at all? If it ends up being true?
I said that was stupid when those rumors first came around. I was like, that. Why the hell would that be Jean Grey? Listen, as it stands right now, I don't get why it would be. Like, to me, it makes no sense why it'd be Jean Grey, but I don't know. Sometimes Kevin is thinking like 10 steps ahead that we can't see yet, where it's like, okay, there's a plan. Like in my mind, I'm like, well, just wait to introduce X-Men until after Secret Wars, and then you can start fresh or whatever. But maybe I need a trailer for Spider-Man.
I don't know.
I need to see some context before I say I don't like it or I do like it. I just need to see context first.
My issue is that, well, here are my two issues with this, and we'll move to the next super chat. But my first one is, I want this Spider-Man movie to feel like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie, which is kind of what they've been teasing us with. It's more of a street level movie. Yes, we know the Hulk's going to be in it. We know they're going to be classic Spider-Man villains in it. We know the Punisher's going to be in it. None of that to me screams outside of street level Spider-Man, which is what I really, really want. Once you add an X-Men character into it, I think for me that takes it out of street level. Jean Grey's not a street level character. Jean Grey is like a cosmic level character. Like, she's always been an upper tier X-Men. So I just feel like it takes it out a little bit. But if it's Jean Grey prior to being badass, that might be a different situation.
I was going to say, like, it could be like level 1 Jean Grey. She can like move a pebble with her mind or whatever. Like, she doesn't know her abilities, especially if we are leaning more into the like damage control we're hunting people with abilities, we're hunting people with powers. That is one thing I was kind of looking forward to this movie. Like, if there was going to be any ties to like Daredevil Born Again and Fisk's like vigilante, like his anti-vigilante laws, like those were things I was kind of like, okay, I'd like if they implemented it. So again, it is a wait to see, because again, like because I'm with you, I have my worries of like Punisher and Jean Grey and Hulk and Scorpion and all the like there's a lot of characters in this movie, and I know a lot of people are concerned the same way they were concerned for Superman when that was coming out, which some of that was justified, some of it wasn't. Same way, we look back at like Spider-Man 3 all the way, whenever that was, that had a lot of characters in it, and they sometimes struggled to balance it. So
yeah,
I gotta wait. I just need to see more of it.
All right, well, let's move on to the next super chat here. We have Columbia Rican, again with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the support, Columbia Rican. The news landscaping with the addition of WB is going to change the news environment so much. It reminds me of Nazi Germany. Yeah, it's so outside of everything. Let's put this in perspective. The TV division in terms of entertainment won't change much in general because they want to make content for everybody to tune in. So I'm not worried about TV shows as much. Yes, we might lose some variety, but shows like RuPaul's Drag Race and things like that that are on Paramount Plus generate way too much money for them. So I don't see them like cutting that out overnight. Plus those are already on Paramount. What more realistically, I think what we'll see in the entertainment division as far as TV shows and stuff will be stricter rules for like talk shows and things like that. That's most likely what they're going to try and do. As far as movies go, I still don't see much difference in the entertainment quality of movies as it stands because they still want to make money. They really need to make money. Paramount has actually been losing money. They want to make money. The biggest change, what you mentioned right here, is the news division. That's the one that everybody is the most worried about, which is CNN. But I will tell you guys something. It does suck that they're obviously going after CNN and stuff. Seek out independent news coverage people here on YouTube and other outlets. There's a lot of news outlets with independent journalists that are not controlled by Republicans, Democrats, independents. They literally are just covering news. They're out there. It's much better than having to listen to what CBS is doing, what Fox is doing. Even if you don't like CNN, I think there's better places you can get your news from than those types of outlets. Go to Substack. Substack, find a reporter or a journalist that you love on Substack, sign up for their Substack, support them that way. You're going to get at least a ungovernment biased approach from news, which I think is good. But yeah, the news division is going to be gutted. It's going to be bad. By the way, I looked these numbers up earlier. CBS News overall has lost so much viewership. It is code red for them. Their evening news, I think, is down 23%. Their morning news is down 32%. And in terms of where they are, like if we're looking at the three big networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, ABC is almost at like 8.6 million viewership in terms of like their news stuff. CBS is down at 4.1. This all happened from last year to this year, and it's under the leadership of Ellison and Barry Weiss. So looking at that, and I see people cheering, they're like, oh, well, this is good. It's not. They're going to go into CNN and ruin it just like they did CBS News. And it's not even about pushing one message over the other. It's about public trust. When you lose public trust, there's nothing you can do really to gain that back as a news organization. So now we have Fox, we have CBS, both pushing extremely right-leaning news now. Okay. Do we need a third one? No, we don't need a third one. There's no point in it. There's no point in having all these news outlets pushing the same stuff. So what they're trying to do, this is what you guys need to pay attention to, because I think this is what's happening. They just want to kill it off. They want to kill off the CNN news division so they don't have to worry about it. So we're going to see them buying up news outlets just to kill them off. And I know people don't like Disney, but Disney and ABC are the ones really pushing back against this stuff right now. They're the only ones. And that doesn't make them like the best company ever. But if we're talking about a company with a lot of power that isn't bending their knee, that's the one. It's Disney and ABC. They're the ones that are not doing that. And yeah, I would agree, Joey. I think CNN does have issues, but I don't think CNN should be owned by a propaganda outlet. Like, if you don't like CNN because you think that they're just a little too, lefty for you or whatever, that's still better than the government controlling what the news is saying. I would rather independent, right-leaning media stay independent than have our government controlling it, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't think any government should be controlling the news of any organizations. Maybe a hot take. I don't know. I think anytime you get the government in charge of a news division of an entertainment company, it always stands to reason that you're going to distrust them. Find independent news media, like literally go out and do that. It's great. So, all right, we got some other super chats here. Staggervore with a $4.99 super chat says, if anyone had to get Warner Brothers, I would have preferred Universal. I honestly think anybody would have been better than Paramount. Mm-hmm. Sony would have been better. I wouldn't want Disney to get them. I think that would have been bad too. Too much. Honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
Sony, Universal, Netflix. Those are the ones that I thought would have been better.
I would have liked it to be the other way around. I wish Warner Brothers could have got Paramount, right? Because I think they would have handled those characters much better. I made a tweet about like a month ago at this point, and it had like some of my favorite fictional characters on it. Like it had like Avatar, Dexter, like Transformers, Turtles, and I was like, and obviously we'll talk more about this later. I assume you're building up to it, but I was like, I wish these guys had a better home. Like I wish they didn't have to be under the thumb of Paramount, because I have been so frustrated with how they're handling their IPs. And again, we'll get there later, I assume, but now it's like, now they have like some of my favorite characters of all time under their fingers, and that terrifies me. I'm terrified to see what they do with it.
Let's see here. It's really interesting. I checked All Sides, which does like a media bias score, because I see some people arguing about like the bias of CNN. CNN is not an extremely like leftist outlet. Like they're right on the side of center. And this is a blind survey, so this is not biased by anybody. Independent reviewed, blind survey. The last one was done on April of 2024. It's a left-leaning news organization. It's not even far left. Says here, sources with All Sides media bias rating of lean left display media bias in ways that moderately align with liberal, progressive, or left-wing thought and or policy agreements. A left-lean bias is a moderate liberal rating on the political spectrum. So, I mean, you don't have to like them, but it's not, CNN is not an extreme lefty news outlet. That's just the reality of it. Anyway, thank you, Staggervore. I appreciate it. Columbia Rican here with a $5 super chat. One quick good news. The last episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy was my favorite. I love the story arc of Sam wanting to be loved and the doctor wanting his daughter. Yeah, it was a good episode. I'll be honest. I liked that part of the story. The other, like because it was an A plot, B plot story episode. I did not like the story with the students and Tilly, which kind of, I don't want to spoil it, but I didn't care for it. I was ready for Tilly to come back. I was ready to see her. I've been craving some discovery, and I think she did good in her scenes, but I think we could have done more. And it was a very, I don't know. I didn't care for that story as much as I cared for the Sam and the Doctor storyline. I thought that was really well done, but still very good. And they're getting a second season, so fuck the haters. Okay. All right. $5 super chat from Columbia Rican. Thanks again. Sorry, Eric and Darren. I was sending all my super chats in case I need to rest. I'm sick. Oh wow, I'm sick with COVID. So I'm in recovery mode. So sorry that you're sick, but you hit the goal in the debunks channel already. So when I put the poll up, people can just vote. So shout out to Columbia Rican for hitting the goal so soon. And I'm sorry you're sick. Everybody I know, literally, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but every person I know over the last 2 months has been sick with either the flu or COVID. They've had one or the other.
Is COVID making a comeback? I
think it's here to stay.
Years. Obviously some people were still getting it, but in my personal life, I hadn't heard any. I had it this year. My mom had it this year. My grandma probably had it this year. I've had friends who've had it, and I'm like, what is happening? I haven't heard of this much of a rise in it since maybe 23, maybe. So
yeah. Sorry to hear that. And look, oh my gosh, the really sad news, Naruto. I'll watch this on playback to get as much sleep as possible. My grandpa's funeral is at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Good luck, buddy.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Naruto. Oh my gosh. So sorry to hear that. My goodness. All right. We did have a comment here before we get into the actual news of it from Mr. NYC, Mr. New York City 81. Great name. First time caller, new subscriber. The WBD shareholders still have to vote on this merger. And some of them are not happy about it. I don't know if it's more than half, but I know some of them are not happy about it. So we'll see where that goes. But let's talk about what's actually going on, because you were right, Darren. We were leading into it. This is normally a second hour story, but I actually want to go ahead and get into this now. Here we go. Just pull up articles while we discuss this. So, Paramount Skydance poised to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery after Netflix bows out of the bidding war. So, why is this happening now? So, like I said earlier, I had planned on discussing the 4-day wait that we had for them to rebuttal the cost to try and challenge it, because I know Netflix was given an option to do that. I thought this is going to be a really good discussion. We'll be able to talk about what we think, et cetera, et cetera. They bowed out very quickly. It was less than a couple of hours after they got the notice that they'd have to redo their bid, and they bowed out. And I just was like, what was all of it for then? What was all of the stuff they did? Ted Sarandos was buddy-buddy with David Zaslav, which, by the way, fuck David Zaslav, but he was buddy-buddy with David Zaslav. It seemed like they were going to events together. They were making a very big power play for this merger with the giant that is Netflix, which, by the way, is still... We're talking about the largest media companies in the world. It's like YouTube, Disney, and Netflix. Those are the big three. People think YouTube's YouTube is in the top. People watch stuff here on YouTube more than they do almost anywhere else. So these are the big players. Of course, YouTube and Google don't want Warner Brothers, which I was surprised. Why not? But it's whatever, I guess. But yeah, so they bowed out of it because Paramount threw an extra $1 per share into the ring. And so Netflix walked away from this. And then Netflix stock went up, which I'm like, was this all for that anyway? Because it makes me wonder, was Netflix, they never had any intention to do this? And then I thought, well, no, because they went and they testified in front of Congress just a couple weeks ago, a representative from WB, because we talked about what went on there. And I'm like, was it all for that? Was it that the reason? That can't be the reason. But they walked away from it. And I thought this is the perfect opportunity for Netflix to be the hero of the story. And what I mean is they could have swooped in, they could have thrown their dick on the table and said, we're going to add another $2 per share. And they could have afforded it because Netflix has tons of money. And they could have saved the day. They could have been the knight in shining armor for everybody out there who doesn't want to see propaganda news pushed out from CNN. They could have done that. They knew the risk. They knew what was out there. There's no way Ted didn't know this. He had to know that this was what people have been talking about online. He had to. He had to know this. Instead, now, they're the supporting character in a story where evil wins. That's essentially what it is. It's like they're going to be forgotten in this, whatever happens with this, and just let Paramount walk away with it without fighting There was no fight. Like
Yeah.
they started out, look, this is what we're gonna do, and then when it came time to actually to put up or shut up, they shut up, and I'm like, what is happening? What are your thoughts on this, Darren? Just you haven't really said much, but I'm curious. What you
Yeah,
think.
no, obviously I would. It was if like you're right about it feeling like Evil One. Like when I saw this pop up, it did feel like seeing the Empire like win against the Rebels. Is kind of the feeling I felt. It's like wait, did we just lose? Did this really happen? Um, and obviously there's so much speculation that can be done about what's going to happen with all these things, and I bet all of these will go into larger conversations over these next couple months as this fully takes effect. But yeah, it's weird. It is weird Netflix isn't fighting harder, because I think it's worth it. Right? This is one of the biggest like media sales I think of all time in terms of what Warner Brothers what you get when you buy Warner Brothers is such a insane and large profit value. We are talking about some of the biggest fictional characters of all times. Like simply when it comes to like DC and Godzilla and like Bugs Bunny and all these characters, the very, very iconic characters that I kind of think Netflix kind of needs. Like Netflix is obviously, it has the numbers, it has the money, but they need IP. That's been their biggest issue right now. They don't like all their IP shows and movies have ended or are ending or are not as popular as they once were. I think they were really, really counting on, holy shit, we're going to get Pennywise and DC and Harry Potter and all these, big characters. So, which like, I don't necessarily think Paramount needs necessarily, right? They want it because their movies are failing, but they already have, Ninja Turtles and Transformers and Avatar and all these things that they're not doing properly. They're already not utilizing them in the way they should be. So, right. I don't know. I'm interested to dive into this further because again, I know there's so much conversation to be had.
I have a lot to cover, which is why I wanted to cover it first because I have so much. But we do have someone jumping into the back room, and it is Ronan, who is Unchained.
What's up, y'all?
Before I read this and look at our super chats, I'm assuming you know what we're talking about right now, correct?
Is it the all
Netflix,
the Paramount stuff? Paramount, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any major opinions on this before we read through the Netflix statement?
Oh boy. That's all I'll say is like, oh boy, like what the fuck just happened? I'm really baffled by this notion. Again, from the get-go, I've always said I didn't want Warner Brothers to sell to either one, Netflix or Paramount, but yeah, and again, the next 2 years, 2 or 3 years should be interesting. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's read this, and then I'll look at y'all's super chats, and then we have a lot to go over. Like, honestly, I want to say that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I think the light at the end of the tunnel is going to be very important. But we have to wait and see what happens. But let's read why Netflix
as a whole is going to be big.
Yeah. This is from Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters. This is from Netflix. The transaction we negotiated would have created shareholder value with a clear path to regulatory approval. And they knew that. By the way, I want to point out, when we discussed this before, their money was secure. Whatever they were offering, they had access to. Paramount had to borrow from 1 million different people, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, however they pronounce I've heard it pronounced different ways. And several other dark money outlets to come up with this money, and it wasn't guaranteed. They knew it was tough. However, surprisingly, the U.S. government was like, no, we're good with this. That's interesting. Anyway, says here, less than 2 hours after Warner Brothers Discovery revealed its board's new decision. However, we've always been disciplined, and the price required to match Paramount Skydance latest offer, the deal is no longer financially attractive. So we're declining to match the Paramount Skydance bid. It always comes down to capitalism, everybody. When people talk about these companies virtue signaling or they care about diversity and stuff, they do not. They care about money. At the end of the day, it is always going to come down to money. When you expect them to do the right thing, nope, it's going to come down to money. whatever it is they do, it's going to be about who gets their pockets the wetter. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. We did have somebody drop into the back room here, and it is Crazy Joe in the house, who wasn't here earlier this week because everyone was apparently confused that they thought it was supposed to be Tuesday instead of Monday. So that's what happened. But good to see you.
Thank you.
How are
I just
you?
got out of Scream 7.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I can't wait to hear about it. Well, whatever you want to tell us in a little bit. So we're talking about the news. That's what we're talking about, Joe. We're talking about the Paramount Warner Brothers news. So just so you know, I don't know if you've heard or not, but
This is the darkest timeline.
it is. Yes, correct. It says here, Warner Brothers is a world-class organization, and we want to thank David Zaslav, Gunnar Weidenfels, Bruce Campbell, not the actor, Brad Singer, and the WBD board for running a fair and rigorous process. We believe we would have been a strong stewards of Warner Brothers' iconic brands, and that our deal would have strengthened the entertainment industry and preserved and created more production jobs in the U.S., but this transaction was always a nice-to-have at the right price, not a must-have at any price, which makes me a little angry because I think there's other places that probably would have gone in on this had Netflix not done it, because think about Sony or any of these other companies that might have thought, Warner Brothers looks kind of nice right now, but Netflix is the big dog, and we're not going to, what is it, kip the big dog? What is that saying?
Caping on the big dog?
Yeah, that
You know
one.
what caping on the big dog?
Yeah, I feel like they didn't want to put their hat in the ring because they didn't want to go up against Netflix. I think that was the issue. So a lot of people just walked away from it. The pot got too sweet, and everybody has, stage, I get, what is it, diabetes type 1, I guess. Whatever it is, they didn't want to get involved in it because it was too sweet for them. And so Paramount just ran away with it, essentially. They basically gave it to them. Netflix basically gave it to them at this point. However, let's zoom out for a second and think about this logically, because I did a lot of research on this, more than I probably wanted to do. No matter how quickly this goes, no matter how fast the process is, we're talking months and months and months of hurdles before we see any sort of final deal. Like, I would say, even if the government tries to move quickly, 6 to 8 months worth of logistical stuff that has to happen in order for this to go through. So we won't see anything with the election cycle in 2026, which is good, because I think they would have definitely meddled in the 2026 election with CNN if they could. So that's good. They're eyeing the 2028 presidential election. That is when they want to be in full CNN takeover mode, is for that 2028 presidential election, because whoever is going to be the candidate, they want to push that candidate really hard. They want access to places like CBS and CNN to do that. However, the government isn't the final straw on this. There are other players in the game. So even if Trump's admin says it's okay, you still have members of the Department of Justice that can, not agree with this and make it difficult for them to walk through the hoops. And then there's another little cog in the wheel, I guess you say wrench in the cog of the wheel, which is the California Attorney General. And this is a big deal. So California Attorney General plants flag on Paramount Warner Brothers merger, not a done deal, according to the Attorney General. And that's because this Attorney General has some very interesting connections to these kinds of business mergers. It says here, Paramount Warner Brothers is not a done deal, California Attorney General Rob Bonta said on Thursday. These two Hollywood titans have not cleared regulatory scrutiny. The California Department of Justice has an open investigation, and we intend to be vigorous in our review. It says here, in a statement last week, Bonta said that his office would investigate any deal involving Warner Brothers. The film and entertainment industry not only has historical importance to our state, but is also a critical sector that buoys the state's economy of California and touches the lives of Americans daily. He said the proposed Warner Brothers transaction must receive a full and robust review, and California is taking a very close look. And then on Thursday, Senator Elizabeth Warren called the deal an antitrust disaster. She added a handful of Trump-aligned billionaires are trying to seize control of what you watch and charge whatever price they want. So I want to be clear here, and then I'll let everybody speak on this. there's two things at play here. So the antitrust thing is the government or one company having control over the market in a way where they can manipulate prices without any competition. It's not really a monopoly. It's more of like a monopoly, right? So they basically they regulate things by having so much control over that amount of content that other people sort of have to match them. And that's the only way it works. And so you're dealing with that. The antitrust is also regulatory things and connections to outside influence, where the money comes from. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But the AG in California can absolutely sue to prevent this from happening if they think that there's something going on that's going to affect business. And what I mean by affecting business, because we can say monopoly all day. We can say this is going to hurt the film industry because there's too many movies coming out every single year. That doesn't move the needle in the courts. The courts want to see material damages. And material damages here would be loss of work. So we're talking about people, in the entertainment industry that actually write movies and TV shows. People that work, on sets, the lighting people, the sound people, the food industry in California, things like that would suffer heavily if Paramount were to cut a huge portion of Warner Brothers staff and stop taking, people submitting things like scripts and stuff. All of that would be cut by such a large percentage. It would actually hurt the business in California in a way that would cause irreparable harm and actual material damages. And that's what the AG would argue in court, because that is the only real argument you would have. The antitrust stuff would be done in Congress, where they would talk about, stuff that's going on in the business sector of it, like how they're getting their money, who's in control of things. Because again, we got to talk about Saudi and UAE and stuff like that. We'll get to that in a second. But what are your thoughts on this? Because if this happens, I looked it up and ran the numbers. This could push this sale, even if the sale inevitably goes through, it would push the sale beyond the presidential election. We're talking like 2029, 2030 before anything happens, because they'd be in court for months and months and months. General thoughts on this?
That would be wonderful.
Do you guys? This to me is the best possible outcome. Would be the AG stepping in and saying, "No, this is going to hurt California. You can't do this."
I mean, yeah, like I've seen some people throw around the idea that okay, Paramount can't get it due to loopholes and legal things. I know some people have talked about the Trump stuff that's going on right now might affect this, within the next couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be ideal if neither Netflix or Paramount got it and they had to say a solo, that'd be oh shit, okay, exactly what we wanted to begin with. Again, I'm not politics savvy at all. I almost feel afraid to even put my 4 cents in. Just I don't know that world as I should. I just don't. So, but again, that would be nice. That would be good. You're right.
Well,
this is going to lose a lot of jobs if this does go through.
I was going to say, you don't have to worry about the politics stuff. I have that covered. I know exactly what I'm saying. All this stuff, I've done my research, so I know all of it. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I just hope for some pushback. That's all I want.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, essentially.
If you're
gonna, go ahead, Ronan. Sorry.
We're gonna go down swinging, and Ian, this guy has been after every rejection, calling daddy, and be like, "They don't give me my toy. They don't give me my toy," and it's just it's we don't live in a vacuum. It's literally out in the open, and I'm hoping, I'm hoping that this pushback continues, because outside of just the vibe, like you said, the amount of losses of jobs. I mean, a lot of people lost their jobs when Fox was bought by Disney.
Yeah,
and the industry felt that. I don't think they want to feel that again.
I do believe that they're going to use the Disney Fox buyout as a example in court of job loss. I think that's what they're going to do, because it's the one thing they can look at. Now, here's the thing. In the courts, you can't argue predicting the future in a way that goes beyond what they have in front of them, which is why the Disney Fox thing is a really good example of we know how many jobs are going to get lost because we have this example in front of us, and they can run those numbers in front of the court. So I think that's actually a good thing. The next thing I want to cover, and then I'm going to talk about what's happening with Saudi and UAE and stuff like that, and then we'll wrap it up and we'll do the super chats. I know there's a couple super chats over there in the box as well. So Warner Brothers Discovery lost $252 million in the quarter. Everyone decided they wanted to buy it, which is really interesting because once they went up for sale, it's like David Zaslav stopped trying to make money, which is kind of interesting. It seems like all the money they were making was him fidgeting with the numbers, selling things off to Tubi, off to Amazon, tax write-downs, tax write-offs, shelving movies, things like that. These were all smoke and mirrors. It's like you have the three upside-down cups in front of you, and you have the little piece of candy, and you keep moving the cups around until you don't know where it went and stuff. That's what he was doing with money to make them look more profitable to get purchased. And I actually think Netflix might have looked at this and said, maybe it's not worth it, dog. Maybe it's not worth it. But we're talking about the entertainment side. I don't think Paramount or Ellison wants the entertainment side. I think they want the news division, and they're willing to pay whatever it is to get that news division so they can have access to that. And lastly, one of the things we have to consider, because I know the chat's probably on fire with people that agree and disagree, and that's fine as long as you guys keep it respectful. I don't care about people having different opinions. But one of the things we have to worry about, and this is something that's real, you can look this up, is you have a company like Paramount that is already losing money, that then has to secure a loan for that debt, even with the cash. There is a loan they have to secure in order to make sure they can cover their debt, even if they come in and they make it 10% more profitable. If it doesn't hit a certain margin, they're going to be liable for that. So we got this money coming in from places like Saudi Arabia and UAE. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist on this, but the Trump administration and Trump in general has really close ties to that part of the world in a business sense. In 2017, the first trip that he took as president was over there. That's the first place he went to in 2017 to do business deals. He's made $2 billion off of business deals in that part of the world. This is a class of people, they call it the Epstein class. This is a class of people that are so rich that we can't even understand the kinds of conversations they probably have when it comes to this level of money. It's just so much. And they are running everything. So whether you guys agree or disagree with this, one thing you have to understand is having a foreign government have this much influence over our media. And they're like, oh, but they don't have a vote on the board. They're not on the board. They're not on the panel. Bro, they're supplying you with billions of dollars of money. If you think they're just going to give you that money and not try to lobby politicians and not try to interfere with things that are going on in the United States with pressure by having that much money invested in an entertainment company, then I guess I can sell you a bridge in New York City at that point. If you're that gullible to think that's not what they're going to do, they absolutely will. And that's what's going to happen with the antitrust thing. They're obviously going to get grilled on in Congress. I don't want some foreign company having access to our news and things that we expect to be fair, things that we expect to cover the truth. We don't want that. That's not what we want. Matter of fact, everybody out there that's MAGA, that's a Trump supporter, that's into this, is this America first? Is it America first to sell out a prestigious company like Warner Brothers, where the vast majority of that money is coming from another country and dark money from places where we're not even sure where it's connected to? Is that what America first looks like for this country? Is that jobs for America? No. This buyout. So here's the final thing, and then I'm going to read my super chats here, and we'll give our final thoughts on it. This buyout is going to lead to a loss of jobs in the entertainment sector. It's going to lead to a loss of jobs in theaters and companies that are closely connected with the entertainment world. It's going to lose all of that. And then we're going to be ceding all of those jobs over to like Saudi Arabia and UAE, who now have an investment in it because they are trying to they're trying to get away from oil and move into entertainment. They've already talked about this. They've already discussed this. I think this is a bad, bad, bad situation. And it doesn't matter if you are a Trump supporter, if you're not a Trump supporter, it's just not good for America. It's not good for jobs here. It's not good for the entertainment industry. It's not good for theaters. None of that. So you guys can keep cheering because you think that James Gunn is going to get fired. That's the least of my fucking worries. That's the least of my worries. Of course I want to see those movies continue. Of course I want to see Supergirl in this DCU or whatever. But they don't give a fuck about that. Matter of fact, that is more likely to continue because they really just give a fuck about news.
Yeah, this is bigger.
So that really is where I'm at on all of this. I don't know if you guys wanted to give some thoughts. Look, I know people are scared. Listen, I'm going to try and calm you guys down, okay? Let me do this before I let everybody speak. This is not the end. There's still 2 or 3 major hurdles they have to jump through to get this deal to happen. And by the time it actually does happen, Trump will be in the last year of his presidency. So we're not going to see the impact on the news division for at least another 2 years.
Hopefully the last year of his presidency.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But look, they're focused on the 2028 elections. That's when they want to like gear up the news and stuff. They don't care about midterms. Still go out and vote in your midterms. Be prepared to vote in your midterms. Be prepared to let them know what you think, what your voice is. It's really, really super, super important. It's not the end. We just have to fight harder, and we will end up victorious on all this. As a country, I think we're stronger than this, and we just need to remember that. So do not get scared. Do not worry. I promise you guys I will be here talking about this when it needs to be talked about, and I will bring you guys all the information and stuff that I've researched. California is going to sue the fuck out of them, so just be prepared for that. There's like a 60% chance, I think, that California is going to sue them over this. So does anybody else have any thoughts on this before we look at Super Chats and move on to the next topic?
I'm just thinking that time is helpful. Time is very, very helpful because the Trump presidency doesn't have much longer.
Right.
I mean,
they might lose it before the midterms because of like this Gonzalez situation. So
right, but like if all goes well for Donald Trump and he's still in office 3 years from now, he's going to be a lame duck after the midterms. So my hope is that all of this becomes kind of irrelevant. Yeah. Everyone, like you mentioned, I was listening to you in the car before I got home. You mentioned that the CBS News, their viewership is way, way down. Mm-hmm. Well, Paramount and CBS is a for-profit business, and the Ellisons may own it, but there is a board and there are shareholders they have to answer to. Right. And my hope is that by the time we get to the point where there's even a talk of where this has to get approved, that the board will have stepped in and said, "Yo, we're losing money here. What you're doing isn't working."
Right.
And then I'm hoping that we see some change before this becomes an issue. I'm not happy about this. Like Paramount getting Warner Brothers was the worst possible solution, but I do keep hoping that we have time for this to turn around.
Yeah. And Bob makes a good point here. They're trying to gobble up media, but like you're saying, Joe, they still have to make money. They can't exist without money. It's capitalism, right? So it's like they have to make money.
Like you said, they're getting all these loans. If they keep losing money, how are they going to pay the loans off? What happens when their shares tank because the shareholders are like, we don't have any faith in this company anymore?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You made a good point, Joe, and I want to kind of wrap it up here because I think everybody's exhausted in the chat. Is everybody ready to move on? We got a Mortal Kombat trailer to look at, so let me get through the rest of this here. So I feel like if the House swings before the midterms and the lame duck presidency does begin, that means we're going to see impeachments of a lot of people that are in Trump's admin. And that means that Department of Justice that would just brush across this and say it's okay, suddenly we have people in the Department of Justice that aren't going to do that. And we might actually see them push back against this a little bit.
Yeah.
For the nerds who don't know much, like the details of what you're saying, it's the equivalent of like the first Death Star blowing up. If stuff swings,
Yeah.
it's that.
Yeah.
And you know, we saw Zaslav step in to buy Warner Brothers just so he could flip it a few years later.
Yeah.
It literally was a
Ellison
game of
might do the
Monopoly.
same thing. Ellison might be like, well, now I got Warner Brothers and Paramount. Who's going to buy these?
And Jake has jumped in just in time. We're about to watch the Mortal Kombat trailer, so you missed all the Paramount talk, which I know you hate anyway. So
There is no one more desperate on planet Earth than David Ellison.
Can I like talk about it from just like the other side of it really quickly?
yeah. Go ahead. Say what you got to say,
Well, like,
because we're going to move on after this. Somebody
I don't know the political side. Like I appreciate you guys a lot, because typically when it comes to like the political side of the entertainment, I'm like, oh, fascinating. Thank you for letting me know, because I don't know that world. In general, I'm upset about it. Obviously, that stuff as well, because that is awful, and like all that stuff would be awful. But just from like an entertainment side, I also just don't like Paramount from an entertainment section. Like over the last 10 years, I have lost so much respect. Like even just last 5 years of how they've handled their IPs. We've like canceled the like some of those Dexter shows. How they handle Transformers 1 is baffling. We have sent the Avatar movie to be a straight to streaming, platform. Like Ninja Turtles is supposed to be like 100% children friendly and taking off half the market. Like I don't trust their decision making. And again, I know there's going to be certain like different aspects of the company. I know not the same people that are making these decisions are 100% going to be the same over on these Warner Brothers IPs. I just do not trust all of this IPs in their hands right now. And that's one of my big...
Said this once, said it again. This is the first solid year that they've had in a while.
Yeah.
I said it once, said it a dozen times. I wouldn't have sold yet.
Serenity says, that's not a good example, Ronan. I'm even more confused. Use X-Men examples.
I don't know that I agree with you, though, Darren. Because for one thing, some of the things you talked about happened before the Skydance merger was completed. But also, like Transformers 1, I don't know if they did anything wrong with Transformers 1. They made a great movie.
They didn't market it. They didn't market it.
I meant like how they marketed them.
Yeah, they did. They had trailers, and they were really good trailers. And
that trailer was bad.
You need to blame. You got to put the blame on Transformers 1 where it belongs, on the audience. It's the audience's fault. They did not support the movie.
It's how they marketed it, though.
No one knew about the movie.
I saw the trailer every time I went to the theaters.
Yeah, that trailer did not inspire confidence. And it wasn't until the boys saw it, they were like, yo, the movie is not that trailer. And I was like, really?
It was so fun. I remember I saw that trailer, and I wasn't. If you told me there's going to be a new animated Transformers movie, I wouldn't have cared. Then I saw that trailer, and I'm like, shit, this is
smart.
We got to go see this.
We're all definitely entitled to our own opinions, but I remember when that trailer came out, just the mass disappointment.
The vibe was off.
Fans of just being like, wait, what is this?
Because it just felt like more slop.
Which, if that's what the movie was, fair enough. But it was like one of the best animated movies of the last 10 years, and it was not marketed as such, in my opinion.
I think it's the second best Transformers movie.
I don't know. I just haven't on that side.
And Paramount's been doing an excellent job. Again, though, this is before Skydance.
Yeah.
I'm very worried about what the Ellisons are going to do. But Paramount's been doing an excellent job with the Star Trek franchise. Starfleet Academy is one of the best Star Trek spinoffs we had in years.
Fair enough.
It's so good. Now, I'm a little worried, though, because that's pre-Ellisons. I don't know what they're going to do now that they're in control. But
even then, when was the last Star Trek movie?
That was
10 years ago.
Again,
it wasn't that great.
That was a really good movie. Beyond.
Again, not saying everything Paramount touches is bad. For example, I love that new season of Dexter. Fantastic. But then on the flip side of it, they also canceled the 2 other shows that were supposed to be connected to it because of the merger. So it's like, it's a push and pull. Again, not everything they do is terrible, obviously. So again, it's a wait and see. Again, I'd prefer if they just didn't have like 50% of the IPs in Hollywood. I'd prefer if again, why I think Netflix was a slightly better choice, because obviously they had IPs, but not that much of the big IPs of the I don't know, having already they had a lot of the big Star Trek, Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Avatar, and a lot of those guys already, which are big IPs, and then you add DC and Godzilla and Looney Tunes and Harry Potter, and that's a lot. That is a lot.
And somebody brought it up in the chat talking about how Transformers appeared kind of childish. I just wish we would move past this stigma that animated means for kids, because if you go over to the French dwellings of the world, and if you look at animation over there, animation there is actually purposefully made to be more centered towards adult, mature audiences. They do a lot of things that you can't do physically with the human body or any type of CGI. They push the body quote unquote beyond physical boundaries that you can't do in real life, and they do a lot of mature storytelling with their animation, even as something as simple as a coming of age, and then they use animation to show really grotesque details with body images, and it's just a thing they do because just because it's animated does not mean it's for kids. I'm tired of that stigma.
And here's another thing I want to run by you guys as well, because again, I don't know this side as much and what the loops are. I'm curious about the streaming world of this all, and what does that mean, right? Paramount already has a streaming service. Are we going to merge Paramount Plus and HBO Max together? If that's the case, that will be a very interesting conversation as that kind of approaches. Or are we going to keep them separate?
I think that's a conversation we'll have to have in front of Congress, probably.
Yeah. It only makes sense if they don't merge them, it's a double dip, which doesn't mean they wouldn't double dip. I remember a couple months ago when John Campea was going over the worst mistakes Netflix can make taking over Warner Brothers. One of his big mistakes was to kill HBO Max and just put everything on Netflix. And I'm like, no. If you could save the consumer money so you only need one subscription a month, that's a good thing. That's a positive. That's not a negative. I would like to, I still don't want Paramount having it, but if they're going to have it, I would rather there be one streaming service and I don't pay $2 a month.
I agree.
Right.
And
here's some Hawaiian music.
Okay, I don't know why we needed. Are we sponsored by Nickelodeon? What is it?
I was just trying to say we need to push on because we were talking about it for an hour, but it's okay. I'm glad everybody got their thoughts out. We have some super chats, and then we're going to watch the Mortal Kombat.
Good stuff.
Teaser.
Good stuff.
So, all right.
Did you just mix the word trailer and teaser together? And
I did. Treaser. Yep.
I heard that.
Yeah, it's a new thing. That's what I'm talking about. Lone Wolf, and I was talking about it, Joe, so don't get triggered. Lone Wolf with the $5 super chat sent a DM on Discord about the WB stuff. Love to hear yours and Darren's thoughts on his take, but too long.
Let's do it again, guys. From the top.
Because that means everybody else.
Let me see what it is, because if it's something we can look at quickly. Wait, why is Discord not working?
I thought that was just screw the rest of you guys.
Is Discord? It's disappeared from my computer. Oh, there it is, right there. By the way, Discord has abandoned its facial recognition thing till the end of the year. I don't know what they're going to end up doing with it, but
abandon it again. I hope.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. While that's starting up, I have to start Discord up. Thank you, Lone Wolf, for the $5. I'll take a look at it. Staggervore with the $9.99 super chat. Ironically, the Snyder Bros have been chanting the possibility of the Snyderverse returning when Netflix was the top bidder for WB. Now they're saying the same tune with Paramount now as the front runner. There's no way. So let me make this very clear. This is not even a Snyder Bro.
Netflix will not own those characters even if they get it.
Yeah. But on top of that, I want to make it very clear. They're in fucking debt already. So they're not going to spend extra money to switch things around. The best case scenario for them is to get rid of stuff. They're not going to be like, hey, Zack Snyder, let's write you a blank check for a failed universe to come over here when we have James Gunn and Peter Safran and a bunch of actors already going in this other direction. So,
and I know you want to move on, but I also think we need to mention this just very quickly. I know like DC fans are freaking out right now, being like, "Oh no, they're going to fire James Gunn in the morning. Oh no, this is like for now, DC is not going to be touched. Like DC is fine with at least within the next 2 or 3 years. Now, if movies start failing, if they're not doing well, then there's maybe a conversation. But like they're not going to come in and be like, all right, we're erasing everything, starting new, we're going to reboot again. They just rebooted. That's one of the things they want this IP for. Like DC is one of the things James Gunn has made money for Warner Brothers for many years now, or last couple years now, I should say. Like DC as it is right now is fine for now. Like I think we can breathe on that for a second.
Well, and any changes they make to it are years down the road. Like it's going to happen like 4 or 5 years down the road. So yeah, we'll see. But thank you for the super chat. We have a $10 super chat from Columbia Rican, who I don't know if he's still here or not. Hopefully you're still recovering because you said you were laying down. So hopefully you're doing that. Soon Zhu said, I think it's Soon. Is it Sun or Soon? I know it's spelled Sun, but I think it's pronounced Soon. Soon Zhu said it best in The Art of War. Winning a war of information means using intelligent strategy and deception to break the enemy's resistance, rendering physical conflict unnecessary. Yeah, I want to point out also in reference to this. Gosh, how do I do this without going into another rabbit hole? A lot of people talked about the country fighting, like if we're talking about the Civil War, where people physically going out and fighting with each other and stuff like that. The modern version of that is going to be a battle of misinformation. It's going to be misinformation and disinformation versus the truth versus reality. And I still say, even with everything they're doing, it's winning out because CBS News is tanking because people know that it's not real stuff. They know it's fake. And that percentage of viewership that is dropped really does mirror what kind of, the percentage of the population that does support things like MAGA. So it is very clear that's the people that are tuning in. But, we've talked about the grifter channels and the chud channels here on YouTube and the anti-fandom channels. There's a couple of big dogs and then there's a lot of little dogs in that group. And the reason why is people's time gets spread thin. You only have enough hours in the day to dedicate your time to certain things. And you go, this is what I'm going to watch. This is what I'm going to invest my time into. We do it all the time. When I'm playing video games, I have certain people that I listen to, certain podcasts I listen to that I put in the background, and that's where I dedicate my time. Now, if somebody else pops up and starts talking about the same stuff they're talking about, I'm not necessarily going to switch and start watching those guys. So what happens is that those podcasters shed off people, or those entertainment outlets shed off people that aren't into that stuff, and they just retain a small group of people that are into that, and they try to convert them into that basket. That's what they're doing. They're now it's in a portion where they cannot actually gain people to follow, their ideology without manipulation. That's the only way they can do it. And that's why they're doing what they're doing. And so what we're seeing now is a modern day Civil War situation with misinformation and disinformation. But thank you for your super chat. We have one more chat here from a member-only chat from Larry, who's been a member for 3 months. Larry is, Larry, right, Joe? Isn't this somebody you know?
Larry's a good guy. In fact, Larry and I have been trying to figure out when we can get together because he lives part of the time in Philly.
Okay. Larry says, righties rooting for P-Mount because Netflix is woke. Yes, that's the only reason, is because they believe that it's get woke, go broke with Netflix, even though Netflix makes 3-4 times the amount of money that Paramount makes in the same amount of time. So,
it's funny. All the ones that are using the word woke haven't woken up yet.
That's true. They need to wake the fuck up.
This is what scares me about, Star Trek. When you got guys who are like extremely right wing and hate woke running the company that makes Star Trek. How's that work?
Yeah. And I want to point out, I said it earlier, Paramount Plus makes multiple versions of RuPaul's Drag Race every year. They do Drag Race All-Stars, Global All-Stars, Drag Race Untucked. They produce the Drag Race franchise is owned by Paramount. It's one of the biggest things on their platform.
You know what my advice to people is? People keep saying boycott Paramount Plus. I say no, don't boycott Paramount Plus yet. Get it and watch Starfleet Academy, watch RuPaul's Drag Race, watch all the woke shows and show them what is making them money.
Put it on repeat when you walk out of the room. Just
Yeah.
let it play on repeat. Yeah.
Show them where their bread is buttered.
That's funny. We have a super chat from Lone Wolf, $5 super chat. I sent that when it was just you two. The whole panel's here now, so thoughts from the whole panel. Let me.
Oh no, I was just messing around when I made that comment. But
Let me see. Hold on. Why is Discord is not opening for me? What is going on with Discord?
I think there's some discourse you need to figure out.
Is there an issue with Discord right now? Hold on.
Nothing I know of.
Let me check my Chromebook over here. See what it was that you sent over. I might not be able to pull it up. Oh, it's from Boba? Is that what it is? Okay, let me I will read it out. Yeah, Discord's not opening for me on this computer. It's really weird. All right, so I'll read to you guys what Lone Wolf sent over here. It's from Boba Talks. Shout out to Boba. Say what you will about the Paramount WB acquisition, but the whole reaction I'm seeing everywhere is saying the DCU is cooked thing doesn't make any sense. I agree with Boba, by the way, on that. Again, think what you will about Ellis and Paramount, but you just don't buy something. Basically, this is what Darren just said. After just rebooting, to just smash it on the floor and somehow think this is a good business decision. We saw what happened with the CW. They came in, they bought the CW, then they canceled everything, and guess what? The network became a shell. It basically had nothing left.
Yeah. Now
When you buy these companies, you're buying them for the IPs. I'm sorry, what did you say, Jake?
Yeah, now they just became a fucking sports channel.
Yeah, and they're not making anywhere near the money they were making before.
Nope.
Then Boba goes on to say, this doesn't mean certain things can't change down the line, but I don't think anything drastic is literally going to happen anytime. Like, are we all on the same wavelength? I hadn't even read that yet, and that's basically the same take that we had. I think it's fair to say that the acquisition is at least 2 years away, and any changes are like 3 to 4 years away. So, like,
this thing, people need to calm the hell down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to be aware, but don't freak the fuck out. Don't crash out about it yet. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are crashing out about that. All right, so thank you for the super chat and sending that over, Lone Wolf. I appreciate it. Shout out to Boba Talks. Go check out Boba's channel. I don't have to give him a shout out. His channel is 5,000 times bigger than mine, but yeah, go check him out. Anyway, all right, so before we watch... yeah. I was being hyperbolic.
No, I was going to say, that's a big number.
Yeah. We're going to watch Mortal Kombat, and let me get the trailer ready. But while I do that, I wanted to bring this up on the screen to get y'all's take on this. Columbia Rican. We did. We hit the goal on both channels. Thank you guys so much for doing that. There is a poll up on the Reloaded channel. Yes. Sorry.
Nope.
Before you got here. Yeah. And I will be doing one on the Debunks channel in about 15, 20 minutes. So thank you so much. Boba Talks is good people. He is. Boba's a good guy. All right, so I want to bring this up while I find the Mortal Kombat trailer, just so you guys can see. Study finds short-term video content addiction is correlated with lower frontal brain activity. Thoughts on this?
Wait, hold on. I mean... The TikTok atmosphere has definitely not helped people's already dwindling attention spans.
True.
I'll say that.
Anybody else feel like you notice the symbol is Instagram and TikTok because it's Instagram Reels and TikTok is really they're the biggest short form platforms in the world.
I mean, why don't they include YouTube Shorts?
I think YouTube Shorts still isn't as popular as TikTok and Instagram Reels. I don't think. I'll be honest. I was using YouTube Shorts a lot more when they gave us a better system here on StreamYard. Listen, StreamYard, okay? When you guys allowed us to create multiple clips from our live streams, it was much more useful. Whatever you're doing now isn't good.
Oh, you know what I hate about YouTube Shorts right now is that you can't put like custom thumbnails on there, so you just have to handpick a moment from there. I'm glad you can do that now. Because you didn't used to be able to, but I wish you could just insert your own.
By the way, did you guys see that YouTube just launched a thing where people can leave voice replies in the comments?
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
That's
what's the point of that? I don't want to why am I listening to someone? Like, just make a short. If somebody leaves a comment that I want to respond to, I will just do a YouTube short responding to the comment. That's what I do.
Yeah.
If I feel like I can't explain it in typing or text or whatever. But why use a fucking like it's a voice memo to someone?
Yeah.
And
Why
like,
would I reply
you
with
can
my,
do that?
well,
Yeah,
why would I
it's everybody
reply-
has it now.
Why would I reply with my own voice if I'm not making anything
Wait,
out
like
of it?
comments can send us like voice messages?
No. Well,
Oh.
yes, yeah. Somebody
Well,
can
yeah,
respond.
yeah.
Somebody can respond to their comment with a voice memo, so you can get in a back and forth in the comment
That
section through
is
voice memos.
dangerous. Like that is a
Extremely.
slippery slope. Like I don't want someone sending people like slurs or whatever. Like,
Right, I know.
Yep. And,
Oh.
you know, just like what happened, what was it, 2-3 months ago when you'll see where the tie is here in a minute, but when the whole AI scandal happened like a month or two ago because of people under a certain age, there's a lot of dangers that could happen with this if the voice of somebody over a certain age is picked up.
Exactly.
There's a lot of ways that can go bad.
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean, it is kind of like this, but say for example, you leave a comment and then somebody replies to it, you can leave a voice reply once that first reply happens.
I'm okay if it was like a creator being able to do that to a comment.
Right.
Like that, I'm kind of like, okay.
It said
But-
the video came out last week and said it's now open to everyone. So I'm assuming that means everybody can do it. So
That's
Slippery slope,
it's a
yeah.
bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for them.
It's a cool concept, but I don't know if they fully thought.
do you think they needed to cook a little bit more on that before they
Yeah.
let it
I think
out?
they needed
Okay.
to go beyond concept of a plan before they tried launching it.
Serenity says might find a guy with a hot voice. Lone Wolf with the $2 super chat says you can do voice chat on YouTube. You can do voice chat in the YouTube comments.
What?
I'm staying the hell away from that. That's not somewhere I'm going to be ever. All right.
Okay, Darren, I gotta know. What are you eating?
It was a Pop-Tart.
Oh, okay.
gone
What
now, though.
flavor?
That, you know what? I haven't had a Pop-Tart in years. Like you saying that makes me want one.
Oh, strawberry Pop Tarts are good. Cherries are
Yeah.
best, though, in my opinion.
What about chocolate? Anybody like chocolate Pop-Tarts?
Definitely not.
Okay, no. I'll tell you what the bad flavor of Pop Tart was. I didn't buy this. I just saw it on a shelf once. I stayed the hell away from it. It was a crab leg flavored Pop Tart.
Oh God, no!
I stayed the hell away from that.
No. That's gross.
Yeah.
All right, so
First, I thought this was The Boys season 5 trailer, and I got excited. I was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "God damn it!" I'm
okay.
like,
So this is the Mortal Kombat trailer, the one that just came out, I think today. I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I've seen clips of it, so this is gonna be my first time seeing the whole thing. As usual, if you're watching this on playback, there is a possibility this may not be here. So you might have to go watch it yourself and then come back and hear our commentary on it, because I like to play the whole trailer straight through before we talk. So here we go. Mortal Kombat 2. Is it just 2 now? Is it just Mortal Kombat 2?
Yeah.
All right, here we
That's
go.
what it was.
No, I didn't know if they added it. Usually they change titles sometimes. I didn't know if they added something else.
It's not Annihilation. Don't worry.
Okay.
You want to know what makes a hero?
Hogwarts
It's not destiny.
kind of looked like it at first.
It's not something you're born with. It's searching for greatness.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat.
Then realizing you've had it in you this entire time.
Katana.
Whoa! I really don't feel comfortable hitting a girl.
Don't worry. You won't.
Yo, send me back. I want to go back.
The rules of the tournament are simple. Our fates would not be settled by the size of our armies.
Shao Kahn looks really good
It would be
already.
decided.
Kung Lao.
Miles back.
I'm not some great warrior.
Monto.
I'm not some champion.
This is a war for the freedom of your world.
Wow.
Me.
Kano's back.
Belongs to me. Our only chance is to face this together.
Let's go, baby.
You, Johnny Cage, are a part of this now.
This looks really good. I'm sorry.
You hear the music?
Yeah.
It's showtime.
Get over here!
Oh, that slowed down theme.
Baraka!
Would definitely die.
All right.
Also, did that sage-looking character with the green light around him, was it just me, or did that look like Nightwolf? Anybody
It did
else?
A little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
I did 100%. All right. I know we have gamers and non-gamers in the panel. Thoughts on the trailer? Did you like the first Mortal Kombat, the reboot? What did you think of it? Just go. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
I'll do it. I love that first Mortal Kombat movie a lot. Said it before. I mean, I went to see it right after I had like 3 back-to-back family deaths. It was my first theater experience after all that, so kind of helped get me back out into the world again. So that part was kind of nice. But on its own, I thought it was a really solid movie. They're bringing back a handful of characters that I liked from the first one. Some characters from the first one will probably be in this movie ever so briefly. But I honestly think this one has got the potential to be. It's got the potential to be better with some characters that I think you did see in this trailer. Like I know Quan Chi's in this movie. I think you see him in this trailer for like a second, but the way they're doing it, it looks like they're like this movie's obviously going to be kind of the tournament of it all, but it looks like they're mixing Mortal Kombat 2 and 3's stories together.
Yeah,
like the games from way back when. And I hate the stipulation, by the way, that they say, oh, well, the first movie should have been a fucking tournament. It's like, all right, then you're also going to praise every game that doesn't have a tournament? Get out of my face with that. Sorry.
Anybody else?
I have never played the games, never seen the movies, never seen... I have literally zero, experience in Mortal Kombat outside of just, awareness of people around me liking the franchise. I don't know, is the one came out in COVID? Is that the start of a new thing?
Yeah, that was the beginning.
So
of
it's
this
just
one,
these 2 movies in this continuity.
Yeah, that
Okay.
one came out in 2021.
So yeah, I'll probably try and catch up with that one before this one comes out, just to be aware of the pulp.
The other one's on streaming now. It's on HBO Max, I think.
Yeah, it's on Max.
It looks good.
I think it's a great movie.
From just the casual audience eye, this feels like if I just saw this trailer for a new movie and it was an original movie, I'd be like, yeah, I'll maybe check it out. Looks cool. I think special effects look really good here. The way they use the fire, the lightning, the laser vision. There's parts of this where I keep being like, hey, that looks like a better version of some of these other things I love.
Yeah.
The laser vision parts, I'm like, I kind of want a Superman movie to look
Yeah.
like that. That looks really cool.
I'm a little worried. I'll say this because the standout character in the first movie for me was definitely Kano. I didn't expect it to be going into the movie, but I loved Josh Lawson. And with Johnny Cage coming into this, with the kind of character Johnny Cage is, I hope they don't take the comedy away from Kano.
Okay.
I really hope they don't.
What about you, Joe? Did you like the first Mortal Kombat of the reboot, or what do you think?
I've seen 2 Mortal Kombat movies so far. The original, I skipped the sequel, and the one from a couple of years ago. I hated them both. I have yet to see a Mortal Kombat movie I've liked. Truth is, I don't even like the game that much, which is odd because I have it sitting behind me, but I have the arcade. But I bought it because Gauntlet's on there.
Oh, I like Gauntlet. The top-down game.
Yeah.
Good one. Ronan, any thoughts
Lizard
on
is
Mortal
about
Kombat?
to die.
Ronan, are you still with us?
Fall asleep?
Did he fall asleep? I don't know.
Holy shit.
What,
I didn't
Darren?
realize Monarch came out tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
I forgot.
By the way, that's
See,
gonna. I'll be reviewing that as well. That'll be my first show that I'll be reviewing on my shorts here on Eric's Reloaded. So if you're on Debunks and you want to hear my reviews of all of the upcoming shows, I'll be doing them as short form content on my Reloaded channel.
See, Jay Selder, that's something I could never get into. I saw so many people saying that, and that was just not something I could get behind. The Miz as Johnny Cage. I think that. I think that would have been awful. Sorry, I just don't see it working.
We have a super chat from Columbia Rican about the trailer. $5 super chat. Thank you again, Columbia Rican. Okay, this needs to be said. So each MK movie is going to be focused on an individual character. If so, I'm down for that. Is that what they said? That each movie is gonna, because this one was the Johnny Cage movie. So,
I mean, did they actually say that, like officially?
No. I'm asking if anybody's heard them say that. I hadn't heard it, so I was just wondering if anybody had heard it.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, if that's the case, I'm okay with that. I mean, it's like the game where you pick a character and you play a one character through the whole story. So,
I mean, even then, the games that actually had full-fledged stories in them, they shifted their focus throughout the narrative. Like, you had parts that were focused on Johnny Cage, on Liu Kang, on Raiden. You had a whole game that was like you had Scorpion and Sub-Zero that got a whole game series to themselves. So it can work.
Yeah. We just got a super chat from Lone Wolf. $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Lone Wolf. I just need Johnny to say "oi" once, because I see Billy Butcher now. Left my ass off. Just imagine if he brings some of that into the Johnny role. Also, RE9 tonight. Oh, does that come out tonight? Resident Evil 9 game come out tonight? I think I saw somebody playing early access. So I think that we're getting ready to go. So guys, this weekend is the beginning of like this domino effect of content. So get ready. Over the next 2 months, it's just going to be so much stuff.
I'm scared. I don't know how we're going to keep up.
I know my brother's playing this for sure. If you would ever call me back, Cyber, if you're watching this, you never call me back. Give me a call. Every time I call him, he's always too busy to talk. I know he's got a job, but quit your job. I got to talk to you on the phone. What's more important, my phone call or your job?
That won't hold up in the HR department, by the way.
Probably not. All right. I want to do one smaller topic here for a second, because we are going to talk about Jonathan Majors. We haven't talked about him in a while, but there is an update to him. So
here we go.
By the way, anybody that's staying tonight, just know that we're going to be doing our top 3 favorite Black superheroes, and this is for Black History Month as suggested by Serenity. So it can be on anything: TV shows, movies, comic books. It doesn't matter. And I am not going last because I have one that I want to say, and I refuse for anybody to take it before me. So we'll see what happens when we
just
get
one.
One that I definitely want to be the one to say. So
So are these? I'm sorry, I missed it. Are these characters or heroes?
Superheroes, or I'll say superheroes and supervillains. So Black characters from anything, cartoons, movies, TV shows, comic books, games? Superheroes or supervillains. Yeah, you can do games too, as long as it falls in that category.
All right.
And Darren's twisting his head because I said you can include villains now, and I'm sure he's thinking about it, right?
Oh.
He's like, what 10 characters are on my shelf?
All right. Okay. I mean, I could just go on and just take some like Arrowverse characters. Just like I could find enough Arrowverse characters to pick if I wanted.
Yeah.
So we talked about this the other night, and I just want to bring this up because this is really interesting. So remember we talked about the whole BAFTAs thing where the guy with Tourette's here, John Davidson, shouted out the Insler, and we found out that that they had been bleeping out other stuff, but they didn't bleep this out. Come to find out, apparently, it wasn't on a 1 or 2 minute delay. It was on a 2-hour delay, meaning they had plenty of time to cut it out. And he says here, this is what he says in this article. John Davidson says homophobic tick was cut from BAFTA broadcast. Says activist John Davidson said to the BBC, edited out a homophobic slur he involuntarily shouted after Alan Cumming made a joke referencing Peruvian bears during the BAFTAs, while another offensive outburst aired in Era. So the only one that they left in was the N slur.
The one that would get the most buzz.
Yeah. So as I said, and I stand by what I said the other day when we talked about this, it is the fault of the producers and the editors that this happened. It is their fault because they're the ones that left it in, and they're the ones that have created this entire controversy. So, God, it's so stupid. This whole thing is just, and so many channels are talking about it now, and they're acting like they care about people with disabilities while using the R slur. I watched a video the other day, and Critical Drinker, I think it was a Critical Drinker, and I think Nerdrotic did it as well. They're talking about it in defense of somebody with a disability while using the fucking R slur. I'm like, are you kidding me? What the fuck?
Snake eating your own tail.
Yeah. All right. Before we jump into the Jonathan Majors news, I had another thing here, and then we'll do the super chats. Where is it at? All right. All right. Let's talk about this because I'm going to add choices to the debunks for hitting the goal as well. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this if they want to chime in. Okay, Columbia Rican, feel better. I appreciate all the support tonight. Thank you so much. Well, Nerdrotic, a maestro master here, went on Piers Morgan to argue with black women about the N-slur. There's a whole video of that.
That's going to go well.
A whole video of it that I might look at next week on the Codecast. Disney executives are reportedly pleased with what they've seen from Avengers Doomsday so far. Rival studio heads predicting Avengers Doomsday will be the highest grossing film of 2026, and this comes from Variety. Thoughts on this?
I mean, all the other films will be, well, most of the other films will be out of the way by that point, so we'll see how true that is.
What? Predicting Doomsday will be the highest grossing. Oh, I mean, it's very.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but it's highly likely.
I guess it'll be more of a loophole because I think most of that profit will come in 2027 if we want to play that card.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to say number one yet. I don't know if I'm ready to give it that because I know like we also have like, I think Toy Story is going to make a buttload of money. I think Moana is going to make a buttload of money. But, you know, if some of the rumors we're hearing are true, if what we are hearing of what might be featured in this movie, and it's a Christmas movie, which is going to make that's really going to help the studio. Like, you know, what Avatar came out at Christmas and is still making money. Like, Zootopia is still in theaters and still making money.
That's still in theaters?
I think, unless they finally took it out. I know it just hit digital, but I think they're still playing it. I think.
I'm pretty sure it's still in theaters. I can actually check right now.
Shout out to Disney, man. Like, you know, like say what you want about Disney. They have a lot of flaws, but they keep their shit in the cinema.
Yeah. Tomorrow there are 3 showtimes at my local theater of Zootopia 2.
I love that. If only other studios would allow their movies to like grow. Because what? It's going December, January, February, March. We're going on 4 months. That's awesome.
This is sad. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is down to 1 showtime. That is such a good movie.
I need to see it.
It's one of the best movies I've seen in years.
Tomorrow, actually. I've only seen 1 movie this year so far, and I hate myself for it. I'm so behind.
I'm happy with the one I've seen so far.
Let me see.
I bet it's the same one, Jake.
Huh?
I bet it's the same movie, Jake.
Wait, the one that you saw and you're disappointed with yourself?
No. I'm disappointed. I only saw 1.
I am at 17 so far this year.
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, it's fine.
I'm trying to process.
I was trying to do a bit, and it failed.
Oh, okay. I clicked way too late. I'm sorry.
I was just saying it was a bit that we both saw the same movie, and it's goats, which I know it's not goats.
Oh, okay. I
I
had a feeling that's where you might be going, but I'm like, I don't know.
I saw Goat.
Oh yeah. It was
all right. Yeah, my daughter really enjoyed it.
We got a super chat from Larry here, a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Larry. Cheers to I hope I get his name right. Tadanoa Asano. Yeah, I actually got it right, but you spoke over me and ruined it and made me sound like an idiot, Jake.
You don't need my help for that.
That's true. That's true. For portraying Raiden, he was also in a punk rock band. Yeah, I actually really like Raiden in the Mortal Kombat movie, so did a really good job. You know what? I don't really have a problem with any of the casting in the movie so far. So,
and I was gonna say I like Raiden in every movie except Annihilation.
Yeah. What about the casting for the Street Fighter movie?
Can I get in line now to not see it?
When are we going to get when does that come out again? The Street Fighter movie? The Street Fighter movie.
October? That's like
fall. Oh no, it's.
So we won't see a proper trailer for that probably till the summer.
I don't know why I thought June.
Hold on, let me find.
I know we got a teaser, but I'm wondering if we get like a proper trailer.
It's definitely not June though.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought June. Ignore that.
Thank you for the super chat, Larry. By the way, I appreciate it, and being a channel member.
It is. Come on, give me a date. Where's the date?
Well, Darren, first you have to message them.
October 16th.
Yeah, Chris chimed in. Street Fighter hits in October, so we'll probably see the trailer sometime in the summer. Most likely,
I think that would do well in October.
Yeah,
just where the same way that Mortal Kombat should have done.
Yeah, I was about to say
in September.
This time when a fighting game movie is set to release in October, don't fucking delay it.
I actually think that next Tuesday we should take another look at what's coming out this year because it's crazy. It's a crazy year. So
my wallet's gonna be hurting.
Well, here's a question. Actually, I'm curious. Now that some time has passed, and now we've had 2 trailers for Mortal Kombat, 2 trailers for Mandalorian, do we think Mortal Kombat does well? Coming out a week before Mandalorian?
That's a really big question.
It's like Mortal Kombat's basically the start of blockbuster season, right? Like it comes out at the cusp, then everything else comes out. Are we confident that it can do well?
I'm optimistic. I mean, the first one made a good chunk of money, so.
Did
it was a
COVID?
Yeah, it was a COVID movie.
Okay.
It made a good chunk of money.
Okay.
Hold on, let me. I had the numbers for that pulled up.
Because that was going to be my rebuttal, was that it was a COVID movie, so I bet a lot of people didn't see it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just completely off base with that.
Which movie was that?
Mortal Kombat 2020.
Okay,
that was the most streamed movie on HBO Max that year.
Budget was around 55 million gross, and then had a 23 million opening weekend, and over 84 million worldwide. So I mean, for low budget, it made some back.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, so here's the thing: the sequel only cost 68 million, apparently.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
And considering how many fucking characters are in that movie, that's
so
impressive.
It's 68 million. All it needs to make, if we're doing again, this is estimated. You guys know how I feel about this. It's estimated at 68 million. Advertising is a tax write-off, so we're looking at a very low number for advertising.
Yeah.
So I would say around 100 to 120 is probably what it's going to cost total. So with 68 million, it just needs to make a couple $100 million to be profitable.
Yeah.
They need a really. Because they can't do what Disney's doing now, right? They need a really strong opening 2 weekends, right? They need to come in swinging because they can't fall back on hard as some of these other movies do. Because again, you'll have Star Wars and Minions and Toy Story, and it's just
they would love 400 million on a $68 million movie. That would be
that would be
great.
Bank. Holy shit!
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Look, I feel like all movies need to lower their budgets by about 50 to 75 million now. I just feel like that's the right. So.
And stop spending marketing budgets out the ass.
Yeah.
Disney, I think, really changed the game last year. You had both Zootopia and Lilo and Stitch, and one other I'm not thinking of right now. I think especially Lilo and Stitch had $100 million budget, made $1 billion, and it's oh, we can do that? We can spend less money and get money back?
Yeah.
Lone Wolf of the Trailer Super Chat says predictions for Spider-Man trailer release. Okay, so we're beyond the Super Bowl now. What's the actual date for Spider-Man?
July 25th?
No, it's the 31st, I think.
So I think we'll get so I don't think it's the only trailer we'll get, but we'll definitely get a big trailer over 4th of July weekend because they really want to advertise over a holiday weekend. So I think we'll get a slightly The final trailer will probably be the beginning of July. Yeah.
Wait.
You know what's hilarious about that is that movie comes out the day before Spider-Man Day. The movie comes out the day before Spider-Man Day in terms of like the comic world.
Yeah. I would say a movie. Wait, it comes out in July, the end of July?
Late July, so basically August.
I would say they need to start advertising probably in like April at the latest. What comes out in April movie-wise that they could put the trailer in front of? Anything in Disney or Sony?
Mario?
The freaking Michael comes out in March as well.
Yeah.
I know. I don't remember where we first said it. I know we said it at council last night. I think we may have said it here a couple weeks ago. I think someone in the comments said it.
Noir?
That maybe, but also just like CinemaCon is in March.
Yeah.
If they want to throw it, that would make a lot of sense to me. That's a couple months away from the movie.
Is that in March? I thought that was April.
Is it April?
I'm pretty sure that's April.
Fetman said April. Okay, so sorry.
Yeah. All right. We did get another super chat from Lone Wolf, and then we're going to talk about Jonathan Majors, and then I want Joe to tell us about Scream 7. At least give us a short little review about it. Lone Wolf with a $5 super chat asked Eric and Darren, but Jake, what do you think if that Jean Grey rumor is true about Spider-Man with Sadie Sink? What are your thoughts on that? I said I didn't want it, even though I love the X-Men. I don't want Jean Grey to be introduced in Spider-Man.
I love the X-Men. I love Sadie. Not only do I not believe that for an instant, I would also not want it. If you're gonna have her play any red-haired power character, Firestar is right there.
I agree, and I know Joe probably agrees with that too.
Yeah. Especially if Iceman can be in there too.
Huh? What, Darren?
There have been like a lot of reports in like the last 24 hours. Like all the trades have been like it's Jean Grey.
It's not even reports. It's people making things up for clout.
If they're gonna put Firestar in there, then go ahead and put Iceman in there. Let's just make it like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
I know, right? It'd be like nostalgia overload. By the way, speaking of nostalgia overload, we're getting a lot of classic old school Marvel games coming to modern consoles.
Yeah,
later this year. Oh my God, I'm so excited for that. We're getting the X-Men arcade games, Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage, Arcade's Revenge, Captain America and the Avengers, that hard as shit Silver Surfer game from way back in the day. Good stuff.
All right, so let's talk about this. We haven't talked about him in a while. Jonathan Majors makes movie comeback in Daily Wire action pick filming this week in South Carolina. I didn't expect this. This wasn't on my 2026 bingo card at all.
I was just in South Carolina.
It says here, let's just see the details. There's a stock picture of him. Creed 3 and Ant-Man star Jonathan Majors is shooting his first movie in 4 years as cameras roll this week in South Carolina in an untitled action film from the Daily Wire and Bonfire Legend. How far must you fall to be filming a movie for Daily Wire?
What? No Ant-Man credits?
Yeah. Kidding. Run, Hide, Fight. I don't know that movie. Did you ever see that movie, Joe? Because you see so many movies. Run, Hide, Fight.
I have not.
Kyle Rankin, Run, Hide, Fight, is directing from his own screenplay. The title, plot, and other cast are being kept under wraps for now, but the story is said to be in the vein of 80s and 90s action movies Red Dawn and Toy Soldiers. I don't have a lot of faith that Daily Wire can produce a movie that would feel like that. But anyway, they're about a group of teenage boys who had to band together to defeat invading enemies. Oh, God.
Wherever I heard that.
Ben Shapiro and Dallas Sonier are producing for Daily Wire and Bonfire Legend, respectively. Travis Mills, Lillian Campbell, The Pendragon Cycle, and Sydney Ackerman, Terror on the Prairie from the Gina Carano movie are also producing. This sounds awful, and this tells me a couple things, right? It tells me that he's out of options. Nobody in Hollywood wants to work with him anymore. And this is where he ends up. I want to remind people. Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's going to be a real slap in the face.
Yeah. All right. So let's be very clear here. I want to reiterate.
I'm sorry.
What happened here?
I should have said that.
What he was actually found guilty of in 2023 is a reckless assault charge where he's found guilty, physically injuring Jabari, who was the girlfriend at the time, He also got found guilty of harassment, and that was a secondary charge. However, he was acquitted on a separate assault count and aggravated harassment. And so he had to do a 52-week domestic violent intervention counseling program. And he was threatened with a couple years in jail if he didn't comply. But I guess he did because no prison time was imposed. But we covered this pretty heavily when it was going on. And there's too much stuff around this story where I felt comfortable just going, yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. Like I felt like there was too much happening based on everything we knew. But my personal opinion doesn't have anything to do with his career. What happened here is the same thing that I've said before when it comes to people in Hollywood, is all it takes is a certain amount of allegations before you become unhireable in Hollywood. Think about all the drama. What other actors do we have that we have proven to be a problem with the box office because of their antics? Someone like Jared Leto. What did you say?
Ezra Miller.
Yes, Ezra Miller.
Gal
Jared
Gadot
Leto.
a little
Huh? What?
Gal Gadot a little bit.
True.
Zachary Levi.
Yeah, you become someone that they just don't want to work with for whatever reason.
I still don't understand why people have a problem with Gal Gadot. It seems like
the Israeli stuff.
It's the Israeli stuff,
yeah.
but she really hasn't done anything. She just happens to be Israeli.
I think what people want from her is for her to denounce some of the stuff that they're doing. Like, I think that's what people actually want from her.
Maybe.
I don't really care because I'm not a huge Gal Gadot fan. I liked her in Wonder Woman, and that's about it. Like, I haven't really found her to be super impressive in anything else that I've watched. But I think people want her to denounce Israel in support of Palestine. I think that's what they want her to do. And I just don't see her doing it. I don't think she's ever going to do it. So, Dante wants Gal Gadot to learn how to act.
I think she's pretty good. I mean, I liked her in that movie. The Poirot movie she did.
Yeah.
I thought she was good.
Yeah, to be fair, Harrison, there is a lot of other stuff she's done. But look, I'm not a Gal fan, so I don't follow her stuff in the industry like that. I only hear what actually gets traction. I'm not somebody that's going to go to the wire for Gal Gadot. Like, that's
Can
not
I
gonna
respond to Dull Boy Jack, who says Gal was an IDF soldier?
happen.
Yeah, of course. You're required by law to be. All Israelis are. Like, that's the law.
Yeah, let me see. I'm just curious. Hold on. Outside of her military stuff, I just want to see what else has happened, just very quickly. Only because I think it does tie into this, what we're talking about, the controversy and stuff. Let's see. All right, so yes, she served in the military, and they did. I'm looking up here. It says always fact check stuff. It is mandatory.
I thought you said fat check for a second. I was
Fat
like,
check.
what?
I'm always fat checking, can't you tell? During multiple Israeli-Gaza conflicts, which was 2014 and 2023, she publicly voiced support for Israel and the Israeli military. See, that's what I was saying, Joe, is that she hasn't denounced any of that, which is what I think people want her to do. That triggered major backlash from pro-Palestinian activists and some international audiences who accused her of endorsing military actions that harm civilians, which is why didn't they do something in Wonder Woman 84 that showed her saving kids that were in conflict or something? I can't remember. There was a scene in there where she swooped in and saved some kids when they
I'll say this.
That was a Snyder cut.
I'll say this.
Okay.
If you're an actor, it doesn't matter. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because everyone's hating her because she has ties to Israel. But then Melissa Barrera got fired from Scream 6 because she spoke out in favor of Palestine, and everybody got angry at Rachel Zegler because she said free Palestine. So it doesn't matter what side you're on, you're going to piss somebody off. So I can't blame her if she just wants to keep her mouth shut.
I think the issue with Gal, though, is that she did. So I think the difference is that she actually served in their military, and I know it's mandatory, but I think that's why it's different for her than it is for other people, because she was actually involved in the military. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what people see. And again, I'm not going to go to bat for her because I'm not a huge, like, I like Gal Gadot in like one franchise. And even then, I don't think she was the best person. I think she was a really good Wonder Woman in that first movie, but that's really about it. But Jonathan Majors, any thoughts on this, guys? About, like, I think this is a signal that he can't get work anywhere else right now if he's working for Daily Wire. Because once you work for Daily Wire, I think that kind of also makes it hard for you to get a job outside of of that. Because Gina Carano's not doing anything, and she worked for Daily Wire.
Hey, you know what? It's better luck than Hartley Sawyer got.
Hartley Sawyer was the only true cancel culture I've ever known. So, it is. Wait, Kevin Spacey, I guess, kind of counts too. But
Kevin Spacey's still getting some work too, though.
Yeah, isn't he doing something recently? He was in a
He's living out of Airbnbs.
I think Hartley Sawyer took himself out of the game. Like, I don't even think he tried anymore. I think as soon as that happened, he just bowed out.
Yeah. The Gina Carano fight for Netflix looks desperate to me, though. I'll be straight up. It looks desperate. I'm sorry. It just does. She might make money off of it, obviously, but I just feel like it's a desperation move. Harrison goes, you don't go to Daily Wire if things are going great. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Oh, Army Hammer. I forgot about Army Hammer. Yeah. Because he was talking about eating people as a fetish or something.
The guy that would have played Batman if that Justice League Mortal movie happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has he done anything at all? Or is he like Hartley Sawyer completely?
Apparently he did some videos where he's doing real estate or something, but I don't know.
I think he got cast in something recently, or like said he's trying to get, like, there was news like a year ago or so about like, oh, I'm back in Hollywood, guys, I'm coming or whatever, and it's like, okay.
I'll be honest, I still don't understand his controversy. He said he was a cannibal. Like, I mean,
there was like leaked messages where he had like a fetish for eating people, like, and not in the good way.
But, like, I mean, he wasn't really eating people, though, right?
No. It was just that he talked about it. Yeah, he just talked about it, I think. So, yeah.
Right when I take a drink of fucking water.
All right, we got a couple of super chat. What would you say, Darren?
He wasn't doing a Batman.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You get that reference.
Okay. So
no, I got it.
All right. So we're going to do a couple super chats, and then we're going to let Joe talk about Scream 7, and then we will do our ranking. Ronan, are you still with us? If you don't answer this time, I'm going to drop you out of the
I messaged him. He didn't say anything back.
Okay, so I think he's probably...
He has been on the record to fall asleep.
Okay, well, we'll drop him out for now.
Calls.
If he pops in the private chat and said he's back, we'll bring him back up. All right, so Cartoon 49, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. $2 super chat. Did you see Good Luck Have Fun yet? And Iron Lung. I have seen Good Luck Have Fun, but not Iron Lung. Anybody else?
Same as you.
Yeah. I think Good Luck Have Fun is a great movie.
I've never even heard of Iron Lung until like 2 weeks ago. I've still never seen a trailer and you want to talk about a movie with no marketing. I've seen nothing for that movie.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's because it's a very low budget, like, YouTube movie. Like, it's like, it was only meant to play like opening weekend and then leave. So
apparently it's doing really well though.
It did well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen one movie this year and it was neither of those.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I need to get. I might try and go see Have Fun tomorrow.
Here's one that a lot of people have been talking about: Wuthering Heights. $2 super chat from Cartoon 49. Has anyone seen Wuthering Heights? This one I've not seen it, but I have plans to see it next week.
I've heard the controversies, but that's it.
Oh, there's controversies around it.
Yeah, the main characters were not casted correctly, from what I hear. Guess whitewashing situation.
I was about to say, did somebody get whitewashed? Because I know Margot Robbie was one of the leads.
I've heard
that's the controversy, but it's not entirely accurate.
Okay, I've also just heard it's not a great like adaptation for people. Again, I've never read the books or anything. Like, I don't know anything about it. I just heard
books. There's more than one.
I don't know. I know nothing. I literally know nothing about it. But like,
is this a series?
Like, every time, like every review I've seen of it, it's someone being like, "Man, they really didn't like this. Wasn't a good adaptation."
You didn't read Wuthering Heights 2 Weather Report?
Before this was a movie, like obviously I had heard the like title, like I know it was a big thing, but I don't know anything about it.
We got a $5 super chat here from Larry. I might be insane, but the masses would have forgiven him eventually, like RDJ. But I can't imagine him coming back from Daily Wire. I will separate R2. Oh, you're talking about Jonathan Majors. Yeah, I don't know what the path to redemption is for Jonathan, but I've said the difference between Robert Downey Jr., unless I'm forgetting something, is a lot of the stuff he did was self-inflicted harm, whereas Jonathan Majors was assault charges. Yeah. So I think that's the problem.
I think people would have worked with him again. I do think studios would have been scared too, though, just because there's a lot more at stake for these studios. Like I know Michael B. Jordan said he wanted him to come back for a new Creed movie. Like he like they were good friends. He was fighting for that. I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen because it could, but yeah, it's tough though. Like. Again, I wasn't there when that situation happened. I can't be like, oh no, this is like I'm not even going to pretend or start to like, say if he was in the right or wrong because I don't know the full situation of it. But
by the way, I didn't get a chance to answer for Wuthering Heights.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my wife and I have been planning to see it, so I will never see it because my wife is never available to see it. So,
well, there we go. All right. I also saw here. Has anybody seen Psycho Killer?
No.
I don't even know that's. I've never heard of that movie.
Yeah,
I don't even know that was a movie. Look, I'll be honest. I'll just be very straightforward here. I'm going to be spending so much money over the next 3 or 4 months.
So much shit's coming out this year
that I just haven't watched anything at the beginning of this year, and I know that sucks. But I've only gone to like 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah, I only plan to do one like in the first couple months, and so far I've stuck to that.
AMC stubs, yeah.
I'm at 17 so far for the year.
There's only one Wuthering Heights adaptation that had Heathcliff cast racially correct. There we go. Pork Chop Express here. That's great. Off seats starting, I think, the end of this year, something like that. I have to look it up. I don't remember the exact story, but apparently there's some drama about AMC.
Disagree that they're blocking off their best seats because, in my opinion, the best seats are the.
But they're considered like they would know those off. But I would say like this: say
you show up at the box office and the movie's about to start and they're not sold out. You could probably sit wherever you want.
That's fair, but I think some people like to buy tickets early. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, before we move in,
I remember the days before. I remember the days before reserved seating was a thing. Oh boy,
yeah. All right, so we are coming up on the second hour, which means it's time to move into our list. But first, Joe, would you like to give your thoughts on the most recent Scream movie briefly, non-spoilery thoughts?
Yeah. Well, obviously we're coming off 2 really good Scream movies, 5 and 6. And I think Scream 6 was the second best Scream sequel we've had to date. So I don't know. I was a little worried going into this one because one of the best things about Scream 5 and 6 is that they wrote out Neve Campbell and they kind of tapped a successor, and it was like the next generation of, and we didn't even have Neve Campbell in Scream 6. We didn't need her. We have a new protagonist in Sam Carpenter, very good character. And I got a little worried when I heard they were that they fired Melissa Barrera, which shouldn't have happened. And they were bringing Neve back. But here we are. For 26 years, Scream 3 has comfortably held the title of worst Scream movie. Mm-hmm. Now I have to question whether Scream 3 is the worst or the second worst because it's in a dead heat with Scream 7.
So you're not the first person to tell me that. I had 3 or 4 of my friends go and they're like, don't waste your money. I was like,
I've heard.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. It's not a bad movie. I got a free poster, by the way. It's not a bad movie. It's perfectly fine. It's entertaining. It has some moments, but it's so reliant on nostalgia.
Right.
I'm not giving away any secrets here. Everybody knows because he's right on the poster. Matthew Lillard's back in this movie. They made a big deal. Matthew Lillard's back. We got Neve Campbell back. And in the opening scene of the movie, they start quoting dialogue from the original movie again. And I'm like,
what?
This movie is just leaning so heavily on that nostalgia, whereas 5 and 6 were moving us forward with brand new characters and kind of like saying that this is their story now. Now it's like, nope, let's swing this right back, and it just feels like it's pushing the nostalgia so hard, and I'm like, does this franchise have anywhere to go now?
I was like, I was sad I couldn't see this movie, right? Because I didn't grow up on Scream. I binged them when 5 came out because my friend wanted me to go. So like, those aren't my characters. I loved this new cast they introduced. Like, that was my Scream cast. I was so excited. So I made that decision very early on. I was like, I don't feel comfortable supporting after everything that had happened. I'm really glad to not glad, because obviously I never want a movie to be bad, obviously, but like, I from the marketing I saw, that's kind of the vibe I got. Like, it didn't feel like they were doing anything new. It felt like it was like, oh, like, remember these guys? I know we said goodbye to these characters, but they're back again. Get ready. Like, don't think about what we did 2.5 years ago. Don't even think about it. It's fine. And it kind of feels like it's.
But they do bring back the Carpenter sisters' best friends, Randy's niece and nephew, because they're now working for Gale Weathers. They're Gale Weathers employees now. So it's like they do bring
in a way. Like, it feels like a slap in the face almost to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like trash. Like, it's
right.
It's entertaining enough, but it's a step backwards.
Okay. All right, so we have the 4 of us, and it is time to do our challenge. You guys voted on Monday, and you have selected our top 3 favorite black superheroes or supervillains. You can put those in there if you want as well. Of all time across all media, including movies, cartoons, live-action TV shows, video games, comic books, whatever you want it to be. So in the chat, if you like our choices today, you can throw apples.
Damn it.
And if you don't like our choices, you can throw worms. So
I knew Darren was going to look at a shelf. I was like, all right.
Apples are good, worms are bad. So I see the pronoun face, Larry. I love that. The as pronoun emoji is
worms
hilarious.
are bad, Eric?
Yes,
sure
worms are bad. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think worms are good?
Darren, you good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. We got the wheel, and I have a superhero that I definitely
How many
want
are we
to
doing?
get. 3.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. And as always, they're not in a particular order, so just whichever one you want to put in what order. In the chat, also feel free to drop your choices as well as we go through this. We're going to spin the wheel first and see who goes first. Oh. Darren.
That was very close.
It was close, yeah. All right. What do you got, Darren?
What do I got? Okay, so I tried to pick some that I didn't think other people would pick. A couple are outside of like the Marvel DC spotlight.
That's okay.
So I'm gonna grab my first one over here.
Oh, on your shelf. Surprise, surprise.
Frozone.
Oh,
from Incredible.
good choice.
One of the coolest.
See you later, Reed. Have a good night.
Superheroes, just in general, I think we haven't got a lot of Frozone in the Incredibles movies. I'm still pitching for my Frozone solo project at some point.
Yeah.
But he's such a fun supporting character of that movie, and he has such a cool set of powers. Probably one of like the coolest examples of like cold powers I've seen. I really like how they use the like skating aesthetic with him. He just kind of goes sliding across the city in the movie, and just how they implement him. It's like, obviously I wish they'd use him more. I want more of him, but I think they use him in such a unique way where he's like, oh yes, I like his presence in the first 2 movies, and I'd like to see more of him. I won't spend too much time.
Let's spin the wheel.
That's one of my favorite movie scenes of all time. I love that scene so much.
Here we go. It is Jake's turn, and I have a feeling we're going to X-Men World for some of these.
Worm, how dare they? Oh, me again?
No.
No,
It's,
no, it was on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the thing pointing at me. I was like, wait, what?
Look at Darren trying to jump the gun here.
Sorry.
I'm not going to X-Men World for this first one.
Okay.
There's one X-Men character that I left, probably because I had a feeling Darren might pick it. But it was fine. I had plenty of options I could pick. My first one is one of the most, I think, underappreciated characters, but they're definitely starting to climb back into the spotlight now. Because for the longest time, their only live action appearance was a god awful movie.
Okay.
But now they've actually had a really good appearance on a TV show, and I'm going with John Henry Irons, Steel.
Oh,
yeah.
Good choice.
I really like that character a lot. Whether you're talking about, the comic version, the Justice League Unlimited version, or the Superman and Lois version, love those versions to bits, especially that Superman and Lois version where it made him into a compelling, partner to Superman. And I don't even want to say sidekick, which is what you'd see them depicted as before. It's like they were partners, even though John's a human. Like when it came to being on the field of battle, he was able to stand beside Superman, and Superman was Superman gave him the key to kill him and nobody else. And they even say, you want me to be the one to kill you, and Superman says, if it comes to it, yes. So tells you how much trust he has in that guy, and just his whole engineer background. I thought was really fascinating how he's able to keep up with these Kryptonians by just his own wits and inventions. So yeah, love John Henry.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel.
Is it me again?
Oh my God. And I actually did it. I tried to space everybody out in a weird way today. So, all right.
Oh,
go ahead, Jake.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with another one of my favorites here. I would go over there and grab an appropriate prop, but can't really go away from my seat. And I'm going to go with my favorite character who has this particular mantle, if you will, who has this title. And that is my favorite Green Lantern, John Stewart. I had to go ahead and go with that one. And Darren, in case you were thinking of including a pseudo John Stewart on your list, I left that character off, so that one's still yours if you want it. Love John Stewart a lot. He was, I think I had known of other Green Lanterns before that in a book, but he was really the first one that I had seen in regular media. So, I really got attached to how they did him in that cartoon. That's one of the factors that has made John my favorite Lantern to this day. And I don't know, just the scenes that he has in, whether you're talking the Timverse or, even though I hate that this exists, a lot of his dialogue in that Squad game was actually very much like John Stewart would sound if you were talking to an evil version of him. And, the whole military background that he's got, with each Lantern's background, they bring something different to their constructs. You have Guy Gardner, that's incredibly basic and unimaginative. Got Kyle Rayner, who's a graphic designer, and then John Stewart, who's got a military background behind it. I think it really adds something new and unique. And I think he needs to be utilized more, and I'm glad we're getting him in live action finally, instead of all these pseudo versions.
Okay.
Or almost getting him. I'm glad we're actually getting him now.
Let's spin the wheel.
How funny would it be if it went on me 3 times in a row?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, no one else can go. It's just me and Jake.
All right. Go ahead, Darren.
Okay. I tried to go out of the box with these. I wanted to we always talk Marvel and DC. I was like, what other heroes can I pick from? And there's a lot in this fandom. There's a lot of black heroes that I could have chosen. But I just kind of went with the first one because they're probably the most iconic of these. And it's just, I enjoyed this character quite a lot. I have Zach Taylor from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original series. I love Power Rangers. I love Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Zach is one of my favorite of the original 5. And from my understanding, as someone who isn't a black man, this opened, I think, a lot of doors for a lot of characters, a lot of black heroes to come up after this. There wasn't again, from my understanding, a lot of black heroes around in like back in the 90s, at least as much as it is today. And I just think that character is so cool, has so much style, has so much. I love how he implements his dance into his fighting and into his individual style. And he's one of the originals I wish could have stayed longer, but obviously had to leave due to the money of it all and how that all transpired back in the 90s. But yeah, Zach Taylor is my number 2.
One of my favorite Rangers from back then.
Very fun character.
Yeah.
Can I get a shot? Do I have to wait again? Oh, ooh.
Well, you would have gotten one regardless of where it went.
That is true.
I stacked the deck in my favor on that one. It only worked after you guys had already gone, though. I'm going to go with one that I think a lot of people would put on their list, but I'm going to do it because it was one of my favorite movies when it came out. And it kind of made me aware of the character because even though I was a comic book fan, I didn't know a lot about the character. I saw the movie and then I started going back and reading about the character. And that is Wesley Snipes as Blade from the first Blade movie. And then I guess the whole Blade franchise, including Deadpool and Wolverine, in that movie.
About Trinity.
Yes, even that one. I think a lot of people tend to overlook how important that movie was for superhero movies that we got in the 2000s. There's a handful of movies in that era that really pushed that forward, and Blade was one of those films.
Yeah.
And it really sucks that here we are in 2026 and they can't seem to make the new version work or get that movie off the ground. They managed to get a Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine before we actually got a Blade movie from Marvel, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Only ever gonna be one Blade.
JYCV says there can only be one Blade. I guess so. Look, if they wanted to start Blade back up after Deadpool and Wolverine and just have Wesley Snipes as Blade, I would be okay with that. I think he could still do the role. I think that would be fine.
Send me up.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. So,
good shout out by Larry down there. Good
what
shout
did
out.
Say? Spawn. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it's not on my list, but that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. No one has my last one. I guarantee it.
Let's see what do we got. And Joe is up. Here we go.
Well, this past summer, I think the world fell in love with a superhero when Mr. Terrific showed us all his balls. I mean, he took his balls out, he showed us his balls, and we fell in love with him. And I'm looking forward to, Man of Tomorrow. Hopefully we get to watch him play with his balls again. And it'll be a good time.
I agree. I think that scene is one that I've seen so many times shared on social media. The scene with him looking for Superman with Lois there. I think that's a great one. All right. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Larry says, wait, what?
Damn it, Darren.
Oh, it's me again? Okay. So this one was tough for me because any character on this show really could be on this list. But we're just going to go with the main character because I think all of them are really good.
I know what you're talking about.
Me too.
And that is Cress Williams as Black Lightning in the Black Lightning TV show. I could have picked Thunder. I could have picked Lightning. I almost picked Painkiller because I love Painkiller as well. I just think there's so many great characters on that show. So because we have to pick one hero or one character, I'm going to pick Black Lightning. But shout out to everyone on the Black Lightning show. Even season 4, which was a little rough, still was a good season. And I think the show as a whole was a fun show. So that's my
what character I miss from that show?
Who?
I miss Gravedigger, man. Such a good
villain.
Yes.
Yeah, good villain.
Good
sure.
I could have picked that for my my number 1 if I wanted to.
Yeah. Superior Nav, take that back.
Take that back.
Black Lightning was terrible.
Oh,
Darren pulled it out.
Oh no, Darren went red. Here we go.
All right.
I've always been. So yeah, I'm finally gonna dip my toes in the Marvel DC pool a little bit. But this is a character that, for my my memory, didn't originally come from a comic book. They're an original character. I don't think it's the one you're thinking of, Jake. I could be wrong though. I think they originated, and again, please, the comic fans, please fact check me. They started in this animated TV series, Young Justice, in terms of Aqualad.
Oh, that was on my
leader of
backup
Young
list.
Justice.
Yeah.
That was on my backup. Yeah.
That
I love-
Aqualad, yes.
He's so good. He's such a cool character. I just remember, like, when I was a kid and they placed him as leader, I remember thinking, like, why not Robin? Like, these idiots? Robin's obviously the most, equipped leader. And then he steps into the role, and I was like, all right. All right, he knows what he's doing. This guy knows ball. And I just think, like, as an original character, it's so...
Hancock.
I think it was so impressive, like, making a team of some of the more, like, iconic sidekicks in DC's history with, like, Wally West and Artemis and Robin and Superboy, and my favorite was Aqualad. That's a hard thing to pull off. That's a hard thing to do, and where we take him in that second season, holy shit, they go deep with what they do with that character. Obviously I wasn't as thrilled in the next couple seasons of that show, but those first two, chef's kiss, incredible. I loved it.
Gary Payton, man.
What do we got? Darren's done, so
You guys can pick whoever you want. I know my last one's safe.
Oh, Joe is up. All right, so now it's just the three of us remain. What you got, Joe?
All right. Well, first of all, I forgot about Hancock. That's a great movie. I actually just was rewatching.
Are you gonna pick? Are you picking a Hancock? I mean, you can if you want.
No, but maybe I should, because you know how much I love Guy Gardner, and he kind of was like the closest thing we had to Guy. Kind of a drunk asshole superhero.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going with this obscure character from an independent film.
Okay.
You can pull it up because most people aren't going to know him. I'm going with.
Let me remove the wheel.
Bloodsucker Jones.
Is this a real thing?
Yes. I was actually looking for the DVD. I can't find it. I have the DVD.
Okay,
yes,
when did this come out?
About 10 years ago. He fights.
So it's a blaxploitation, like. Because it looks like a blaxploitation movie. So I thought it came out in the 70s or 80s.
Oh no! Yeah, he fights vampires.
Okay, gotcha.
That woman needs to watch her hands. She is dangerously close.
Maybe
control herself.
Maybe influenced by Beverly.
Now,
Hills.
you said this is an indie movie?
Yeah, they made a sequel too. There's a Bloodsucker Jones too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it come out in theaters?
I don't know.
Okay.
I first saw it on DVD, but
all right.
I love the Apple question mark from
He's not sure. Okay. Let's spin the wheel. What do we got? It is going to be Joe to wrap it up. It's going to be a battle of me and Jake here at the end.
all right. Well, my love of DC Comics began with the Christopher Reeve movies and the Super Friends cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the first times I picked up a comic book, I went into my local 7-Eleven and there was a Justice League comic on the shelf, and I looked at the cover and I said, "Who are these people? That's not the Justice League I know." And it was in the 80s when the Detroit era was just starting off. And that was my first comic book version of the Justice League, was the Detroit Justice League. So I'm going with Vixen, who was a member of the League at that time.
I love Vixen. One of my favorite characters. Yeah, from Legends of Tomorrow. Great. Yeah.
And the version on Legends of Tomorrow, because actually the comic version was
there's
on
two
there.
versions, right?
Then they left and they created their own version, and I liked that version even better than the comic version. So.
Yeah.
They wanted to use the actress from Arrow, but she wasn't available, so they just made up another character.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer. I kind of liked the new character they did.
Oddly enough, that's one of the weird things about Legends. I always say Legends was the only Arrowverse show that got better as it went on, and towards the end of its run, when it was at its best, most of the characters were characters they made up that weren't even in the comics.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Really?
All right. So I want to see if I can pull this up because I know no one's going to know this character, or at least I think it's highly unlikely. See if I can actually.
Okay, before you pull that up, has YouTube become more aggressive with their ads recently? I've noticed people saying that, and I'm like, I've not noticed it, but maybe it's because I have YouTube Premium. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. With my last character, this is from a game series. This is from the Tekken series. This is Armor King.
Yeah, I know who this is.
Yeah, and there are actually two people that have held this mantle. You can say, they're more of an anti-hero, you can argue, but I love both characters that have held this mantle. Like both King and Armor King together are this, like pair of wrestlers that are trying to essentially fight in these tournaments to fund an orphanage, and then you have the original Armor King sadly meet his end halfway through the series, and then the second one, who's in the picture here, his brother picks it up. And what's funny is when you look at the both of them, the first Armor King is based, his fighting style is kind of based off of the who are the main villains up here. The second one, who you see in this picture right now, is a lot more of a brawler. And starting out, the original Armor King is kind of a mentor to King, the character who was based off of Japan's Tiger Mask. And then when the second one in this picture comes around, he kind of hates King because at that point, King has befriended the one who took out the original Armor King. So it's a really weird, like, square of character dynamics there. But I always loved these two. I grew up playing as the King and Armor King pair in these games. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites for sure. And Chris, I have that same Funko Pop, but it's in the other room. Yeah. Sorry, Serenity. I left off Storm thinking maybe Darren would go for it.
I left off Storm because I thought you were going for it. So shout out to Storm. She could have been on my list, but she wasn't.
Shout out to Storm. Shout out to Bishop. Yeah.
So my last one is really interesting. Go ahead.
Oh
yeah.
Spike from Evolution. Yeah.
My last one's really interesting because it's a character from a TV show where I think there's a possibility for a spinoff where this character would have been used quite a lot, and they dropped the ball on it. They left the money on the table, and that is Misty Knight from Iron Fist, and basically she's been in several of them. But I wanted to see more from Misty Knight. I think she was a great character. I loved her live action adaptation, and if they're looking to bring some characters back with the Daredevil Born Again universe, I think she's a good character to bring back in.
Yep.
I enjoyed her. I liked her work. I liked her working with Colleen Wing. I wanted to see where that went. I thought they had very good personalities that were different but worked well together. So shout out to Misty Knight and her cybernetic arm, which I wanted to see more of. So that is my three. So
speaking of cybernetics, shout out to Cyborg. No one said it. But shout out to Cyborg.
We need to do like a round of this because there's a lot more we could have.
Yeah, we should follow back up on this for sure. All right, before we go, we got some super chats here, and guys in the chat, let us know whose three you liked the most.
Can I ask a quick question before we go on? There was a name I jotted down, and then I thought, nah, he doesn't count. Would we have accepted, because of the casting in most live action versions, would we have accepted Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, I would have, because you could have said what version it was you were talking about.
But even still, he's technically not black. He's just taking the shape of a black. So I didn't know if that would count. I
almost, not Martian Manhunter, but I know there's different versions of him as well. I was almost going to say Wally West or Wallace West, that version of Kid Flash. That was on my list as well. So there's a lot of them. We'll come back to this at some point. But shout out to Serenity in the chat for suggesting this. Last week. Thank you so much. It was a really good suggestion. I appreciate it. All right, so we have a member chat from Staggervore who is dropping their list, which is Meteor Man, Static, and Spike from X-Men.
Spike, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Meteor Man is old.
Meteor Man, that's a pull.
Yeah, that's a really good one. And then we have a $5 super chat from Lone Wolf. Just saw a leaked trailer for Scary Movie 6 on X. Looks like it's making fun of Scream, Weapons, Art the Clown, Get Out, Smile, and The Substance. Oh, it's a leaked trailer. We can't watch it here, unfortunately.
I just saw that trailer in the movies in front of Scream 7.
What did you think?
It looks awful.
Really?
It looks well, to be fair, if you're a fan of Scary Movie 1 or 2 or 3, maybe you'll like this, but I I saw Scary Movie 1 and 2 and never saw another one because I hated the first two so much. Like, I think they're the opposite of funny.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you are somebody that did like those movies, you're saying you're probably going to like this one as well?
Probably. It looks like more
because I think that's the audience they're trying to.
I think most people love those like first 3 scary movies, so that should be first 4 maybe. Yeah,
but Joe's like, that's not what I'm talking about.
That is not what I'm talking about. I can tell you in a nutshell why I hate scary movies so much. Okay. If you watch something like Airplane or The Naked Gun, they're spoof movies, but the jokes are kind of timeless. Right. They're not like tied to a moment.
Oh, you don't like how contemporary the humor is in
Scream or Scary Movie has that scene where the killer calls the guys up and goes, "What's that?" And I'm like, that was a commercial from 2000. If you watch that movie today and you don't know that commercial, you're not going to get that joke.
I would also argue going back and watching Saturday Night Live from different eras does the same thing. It's very much like if you don't know what's going on, you don't get any of the jokes.
That's how I kind of feel about and I love those movies, but like Ninja Turtles also kind of has that problem where Ninja Turtles always parodies whatever's popular at the time. And I kind of had the problem with like Mutant Mayhem where I was like, wait, these aren't going to age well. But I was like, no, all Turtles does that. I can't criticize this one for doing that. But yeah, I can get that. I'll be curious because I'll probably binge those movies before the new one comes out. And so I'll be curious if I get like how many of those references I can get, having not been in those eras.
I still haven't seen that Mutant Mayhem movie. I still haven't seen it.
It's good. You should watch it. All right, we got one more super chat before we go, and this is going to be this is always a good one to end with. From
I can just go every time I say I haven't seen something. Darren's like, "How can I get more?"
I know your style. I think pretty well. I don't think you'll like me.
See, it's funny. I thought you said a while ago that I would.
Oh well. $2 super chat from South Texas Shark. Wrapping it up. What did you watch this week? Let's do a clockwise thing. Darren, anything you want to shout out from this week that you would like for people to check out?
I started a very big movie this week. I haven't got a chance to finish it because it's such a long movie. But I started Fellowship of the Rings for the first time in my life. And I'm liking it so far. I'm doing it for Pipeline. I'm watching the trilogy for Pipeline this week, and I was like, oh yeah, I there's like so many actors. Where I'm like, oh, I know you, and I know you, and I know you. So it was fun.
You're doing the Leo thing over and over.
So over these next couple of days, I'll be watching through them.
If you ever have the time, I recommend you read the books. The books are really good.
What about you, Joe?
I feel like a broken record, but Starfleet Academy. I just watched the new episode. Tonight's episode was excellent. The show just seems to keep getting better and better. And I'm a little sad that we've only got 2 episodes left this season. I also just did a rewatch marathon of all 6 previous Scream movies. And so no,
do they go downhill in your opinion, or is there clearly one that's at the bottom before Scream 7?
Oh, no, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. I don't think they go downhill at all. The quality is strong in that franchise, with the exception of 3 and 7. And I think I might have to say 7 is probably the weakest, because 3, which I've always said was the weakest,
it's fun still.
At least that's got some humor. It's got Parker Posey. She's funny in that movie. There's more going on in Scream 3 than there is in Scream 7. So.
Okay.
Scream has always been like one of those franchises, and I say this a lot, where it's like the worst one doesn't mean a bad one, right? It's like one of them has to be the weakest. And again, I haven't seen 7 yet, so that might be easy. Like that could be bad. I don't know. But like that one was always like, yeah, it's the worst one, but like by default.
I bowed out of Scream after the second one. So,
all right. So, Jake, what do you got? What are you shouting out this week? Anything?
Well, I almost caught up on all of School Spirits that's come out. I've been watching through that. That show's actually really good. It surprised me. And then if there's any sitcom fans in the house, that new Big Bang Theory spinoff is back tonight. So
okay. Let's see what do I got. Anaconda's out on VOD. We watched it again this week.
Good movie.
Yeah,
Good
really
movie.
good.
I
Had
like
a
it
lot
a
of fun
lot.
with that. What else? Obviously, Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I'm going to be watching it as soon as we're done here, and that's the first episode of Monarch season 2 because
Yeah.
it's incredible. If you ever want to see what a movie looks like split up into a season of a TV show, Monarch definitely does that. So it's definitely worth checking out. Shrinking, still watching that.
Yes, so good.
Really good show.
No idea what that
good
is.
show. It's a show on Apple TV, just like Look, shout out to Apple
Harrison
TV.
Ford.
It puts out some of the best shows that you can watch on Apple TV. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, Scrubs is coming back. Forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
come
Yeah,
back.
You know,
Right.
I never really watched Scrubs, but I love Ted Lasso and Shrinking so much that I'm like, I think I got to go back and watch Scrubs now.
I've been rewatching. I'm sorry, Jake. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. It's fine.
I've been rewatching Ted Lasso in preparation for
such a
season.
good show.
I
am
Feel
falling in
good
love all
TV
over
for
again.
sure.
It's
a
so
feel good TV.
good. Which has a date now. We now know season 4 is August, which is I'm super hyped for.
I was really into Scrubs for the longest time, but then like season 8 just felt like such a good spot to end. But then they kept on petering after that. I'm like, all right, guys, you lost me.
All right, we got a $2 super chat from Lone Wolf. It says none of you said Mac from Shield. I almost did. I almost said Mac.
Darren's like, damn it.
Yeah, Mac from Shield was also one of my backups. So
I thought that Darren might have said Diggle. That's why I left him off.
Oh, Diggle, yeah.
He was on my list. I just wanted to go outside of the bubble.
Yeah.
I almost said, and I didn't because I knew no one would get it. But I almost went Alan from Ben 10, and I was like, no one's gonna freaking know. But he's basically like Ben 10's like Heatwave or Firestorm.
Fair. It was funny. Like as we were going through these, I was wondering if Darren was going to pick John Diggle or not. I was like, you know what? Those last couple years of him might have made Darren not choose him.
He was on my list. I had like 8. I like had on my list, and I was like, let's see which ones I go with.
Yeah.
Lone Wolf dropped his rankings for Scream as well. $2 super chat says Scream ranking from worst to best: 3, 6, 5, 2, 4, and 1. No 7 yet. So, what do you think about that list?
I would go, if we're starting it, well, I'd go best to worst. Best to worst, I think Scream 2 is the best. Scream 1 is the second best. Now, here's where we get... Oh, then Scream 6. Scream 6 is number 3. But then I have trouble because I think Scream 4 and 5 are so good that, like, I'd say they're equal. I think it's a tie. But I think I would have them tied in the next place. And then 7 and 3. Or 3 and 7. 3 was
so they're basically the bottom 2 for you is 7 and 3. So.
Yeah. But my God, Scream 2. I just rewatched that one the other day in my rewatch. God, that movie is so damn good. That might be my favorite horror movie of all time.
Have a good night, Xana.
Mine is 6, 2, 1, 5, 4, and then 3.
Okay.
Only seen 1 and 2. I about
With that being said, let's see what we got over here. Okay, in the Debunks chat, we hit the goal, so you guys get to pick one video for me to react to on the upcoming Copecast next Wednesday. By the way, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays is the Copecast every week for the next couple months. You guys want me to react to the Comics Explained drama. I do have a video on that I want to watch, so we will be doing that on the next Copecast. Let me write this down here.
I need to brush up on what the Comics Explained drama is. By the way, I watched your video today on Critical Drinker where you were going on about him using the same clips from Anchorman. And all right, I know you said you've never done one of his videos before. You need now to do a Real Shift video, because if you want to see a guy who uses the same clips, that guy takes the cake.
Okay, Real Shift. All right, all right. Let's see what you guys selected over here for my... So, I know I didn't bring it up, but these were the options everybody had, if anybody hasn't voted yet and you want to vote. These are for more of my channel, stuff that I'm going to be implementing soon. And I asked what you guys would like to see more of on my channel. The options were more daily videos, at least 3 a week on the Reloaded channel, which would be 3 separate videos where I just talk about my thoughts on anything that's going on at the moment. Afternoon talk show covering news. IRL streams while traveling in 2026, or solo streams reacting to videos, which I do on the Copecast. So I don't think a lot of people voted for that because they would just watch me on the Debunks channel. So let's see what you guys selected for me to start doing more of. With a massive, massive margin of almost 45%, more daily videos 3 times a week. So you guys want me to add more daily videos to the Reloaded channel. It's noted. I was thinking about doing more sit down and chat videos, not really covering news, but just talking about stuff I want to talk about on video. So thank you guys for picking that. I will put it over in my notes here. Let's see. So thank you guys so much for that feedback. I do appreciate it. All right, before we go, Joe, is your channel supposed to be a C?
What do you mean?
Crazy Joe Adventures with a C under your name.
I didn't have it there that way.
Has it been like that the whole time?
No. When I came on, it was with a K. Is StreamYard now spell checking?
I don't know. Did anybody else see that before? I was just looking around and I'm like, I just noticed it was a C.
When I logged in, the K was there. That is so weird.
That is weird. Okay, well, all right. With that being said, let's do our clockwise stuff. And actually, you know what? We're going to do something different. We're going to do counterclockwise tonight. So, Jake, why don't you shout out what you have going on your channel?
Oh, all right. I teased this whenever I was on your thing last week, but I do have a lot of Batman and Spider-Man centric videos coming up, including, I'll say this, 2 videos coming out will be, all right, I'm not going to say what they are, but I'll say one is diving into Andrew's world and one is diving into Toby's world. Those are what 2 Spider-Man related videos are. What are they? You'll have to wait and see, but that's the hint that you have.
Okay.
And a couple Batman related ones too. And apart from that, you have the normal ones, custom breakdowns, rankings, let's plays, all that jazz. Lost Levels on Sundays. We have another Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham stream to kind of build up hype for the new Lego Batman coming out in May. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, what you got, Joe?
Yeah, come on over to Crazy Joe Adventures. We got some good stuff coming up. I've got a convention I'm going to this week. There'll be a convention video. And then next week, at the end of the week, I'm heading out to California for the Adam the Woo Celebration of Life. And I'll be doing some videos there. There's going to be a Disneyland video. I'll be doing a Disneyland video. I'll be doing some filming locations, some famous filming locations. So keep an eye out. Okay. I will not be filming anything at the Adam the Woo Celebration of Life, though, because that's going to be live streamed. And you don't want to see my footage. You want to see the live. Go over to JWW on the Move. That's Adam's dad's channel. And the whole thing is going to be live streamed on Adam's dad's channel.
Okay. Digger says here, watching from Hong Kong. Shout out to Hong Kong. YouTube showed ads every 5 minutes on my phone. What the fuck?
My God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I honestly don't have anything turned on. It just tells me to pick the lowest tier of like monetization. I didn't know it was like doing ads like that. That's crazy. Sorry about that. But thank you for watching. Darren, what do you got?
I posted a new pipeline today. We talked Avengers Endgame, Far From Home. We wrapped up our Infinity Saga. Go check that out. It's kind of underperforming a little bit. So if y'all can go check that out, that'd mean a lot. I should also be doing a stream tomorrow, wrapping up Dispatch, my Game 3 playthrough that. I accidentally deleted my second channel this week, so I am relaunching it.
Okay, hold on. There's a story here. What happened?
So, I was deleting one of my old channels that I don't use anymore. I'm rebranding like where I want to post my clips and stuff, and I actually don't know what happened. That one got mixed in somehow. It deleted both of the second channels I had. Second channel is gone. The last couple months of content I was making gone. I only had about 30 subs, so like in that regard, it wasn't like the end of the world. But also, it's like, I had a lot of like gameplay on there I would have liked to have kept or had an archive of. But
that was the flip side one, right?
yes, that's gone. So yeah, I'll be live on my main channel tomorrow, like pushing my new second channel.
Can you stream on brand new channels? I don't know if you can. You
after
no?
24 hours. After
Yeah.
24 hours, you need
Yeah.
24 hours after starting it. So yeah, but yeah, I'll be doing it from both.
This is crazy. Rest in peace. The flip side with Darren.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest on the flip side, I guess.
Yeah. So I spent like 24 hours being like, I'm done. I'm never getting it back. I was like, yes, I am. I just needed the morning period.
Sorry. With that being said, if you guys haven't checked it out, the Codecast
that is something really bad.
Oh god.
Codecast episode 2 is out on the Debunks channel where I react to some videos. You can head over and check that out now, or I will be releasing those videos separately over the next couple of days if you don't want to watch the whole stream. I get it. That's what the Codecast is for. Thank you guys for supporting that. Don't forget, next week, Nerdcast will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure you mark your calendars for that. And it'll be like that until the summertime. The next episode of the After Party is going to be on March the 14th. And then again on March the 28th. There's 2 of them next month. So make sure you mark your calendars for that. With that being said, we are out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you didn't watch the whole thing from the beginning, you'll be able to watch it on playback. And that's it. We're out of here. Have a good night, everyone. Hey there, if you're seeing this, that means we have reached the end of the stream. Thanks so much for your continued support with comments, likes, subscriptions, super stickers, and super chats. I just want to give a special shout out to all of the channel members who have contributed to the success of this channel with paid tiers. On the screen, you will see your name displayed as a signal of appreciation from myself and the channel. If you would like to see your name on this list, consider selecting a tier with the join or plus button depending on your platform. Thanks again, everyone. Let's hang out soon in the next stream, and I'll see you then.